Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever.
Period. Periana. Perier. Actually.
Period.
We're here.
And I'm your host, Farrell. We're joined by our wonderful host, Lee. Lee, how you
I'm doing
doing?
well. I'm doing swell. I'm doing dashingly. Actually. These last two episodes.
Girl.
These the big three. Those are big speaks. Okay.
Like,
We got Sari dominating strategically as per usual. We have Rachel Riley jumping back out. Big brother 12,
drop the
bright red hair.
at the one.
Kate's still eating it up, living on Brandy's legacy. Love to see it.
Mother.
This is a good three. This
was a good 3 episodes. And let's start the fuck off. So we left last episode. And at last episode, we left it at the vote. And at the end of the vote, there was a conversation where Sari spoke up. And she said, I don't really think Rachel is a traitor. But I also don't think that Kate is a traitor.
And it's like, well, if Rachel and Kate not the traitor,
then who's the traitor?
So Cody asked her straight up, like, okay, well, Miss Sari, what's T? Now, I thought she was going to call him out.
Girl, so we head into the next episode 7. And we start off at the same moment. Sari's asked the question, and Sari says, I'm just going to base my vote on the people who I feel like are the faithfuls. I'm just going to go with the majority of the people whom I feel are the
saying anything.
Just saying whatever. And it's okay.
Cody definitely should know he was going home as soon as she said that.
No, literally. When she brought it up, when she spoke, I was like, why is Sari talking? Hold on. Like, I would have been shook. So they get to the vote. The vote is essentially between Cody and Rachel. And when they come on, we see that Christian votes for Cody. And it's like, ooh. We keep going. We see Sari votes for Cody. So it's like both of the traitors vote for Cody. By the end of it, Cody has the votes. He goes home. And
Cody,
I was like, they didn't have to do this, did they? So I went through the votes. Rachel had 3. Cody had 7. 2 of those were Christian and Sari. So if Christian and Sari just voted Rachel, it would have been 5 votes Cody, 5 votes Rachel, 1 vote Kate. And it's like, But I think that's why they were like,
But this is where it gets really interesting, because like I said last time, I didn't even realize the concept that you can vote out as a traitor another traitor. Like, you can also betray a traitor as a traitor, bitch. Like, girl, it is treacherous in these streets. So I think for the simple fact that they were like, I know me personally, they're not saying it. Me personally, I'm not splitting 250,000 with 3 people. That's like 80,000 each, roughly. Like, split half, you at least get at least 100,000. I don't want that. That's what I want. So I feel like it was a combination of low-key greed and, his name is getting said. Well, guess what? He can motherfucking go.
And
but also at the same time, it's very important to keep yourself hidden, because this vote is pivotal in deciding who may be the next traitor, because people are looking at, majority voted for Cody, Quentin voted for Kate, but Shelby and who else was it? Kate.
Shelby and Kate
both voted Rachel with Cody. So it makes people start looking at like, okay, why are they voting with someone who was just a traitor and things like that? So it's like, it's really mainly to keep up those appearances, because if Sari and Christian did vote against Rachel, that's thing. With Sari specifically, if she voted against Rachel, that's really bad for her, because it's like you're turning on Cody's a traitor and also turning on your other ally, Rachel, as a faithful, and that's not good for her, because then Rachel is going to be way earlier thinking, "What the fuck what's wrong with Sari?"
And Stephanie might think something too. Exactly. So it was definitely, I think, the right choice for Sari and Christian. For me, I would have just did it for the money, honey. Fuck all the bullshit.
I'm gagged. This not Big Brother. This is not Big Brother. But it's just like, where is the strategic cutthroat Cody at? Like, I really feel like you said the last podcast, this was not Big Brother. He did not care. And he basically said that too. This is not Big Brother, y'all.
This is not even $500,000 for real. This is splitting.
Please, you want what I got?
Ways. Like,
be for real.
Like, please. I already have the money. Like, I was just
like,
here as
this
on
is
a
for
favor.
fun.
They asked, and I said,
right.
Okay, sure.
And I said,
I'll
sure.
help you out.
Derek probably told his ass to go. He was like, get us some more subscribers.
Right. Promote the channel. The fuck? Girl, that wasn't nothing for real. So we go to the Circle of Truth. Circle of Truth. Cody is there. He just basically says, y'all, I wanted to play this game so bad. And, I wanted to be a traitor. And I love you all, but I am a traitor. And so everybody is gagged. It's the first traitor they caught. Everybody is celebrating. They're so happy. Except Shelby. We flash to Shelby, and Shelby is... And Shelby...
very somber. Quiet.
Very somber. Shelby voted against Rachel. She did not vote Cody out. So Shelby, Shelby was looking that way. She wasn't looking excited. So after this, Sari has a diary room. She's like, damn, I'm sorry, Cody, but like, you had to go.
It is what it is, baby. Like,
and Cody has like a good exit diary room. He's like, yeah,
he gives Sari her tins.
Sari gets her motherfucking teams.
He says Sari is showing future traders how they need to play this game. And it's like, put some respect on it. But no, I will say, Sari is 1,000% playing like this is like the 10th season of the show. And she is just like, but like the way she is maneuvering these social connections, it's just like, period. Trader handbook, like for real.
And like, if this show goes to continue having seasons and seasons and seasons, it's like, oh, that season 1 it girly is gonna be
that's Sari. Sari is Sari has already entered legend Mount Rushmore status of the Traders. If
when
this becomes like a big franchise,
Sari will be here.
Please don't get me hyped on the Traders All-Star because bitch. The thing is, I want most of this cast back. I need Kate. I need Rachel. I need Sari call Brandy, bitch. Like,
so Cody gives her his tens as he gives her tens as she should,
period,
and then Christian. Oh, Cody says Christian is a bro, so I know he didn't want to do it because he's a bro. And
he gave Christian his zeros because he didn't say nothing about him doing well at the game. He didn't say, "Oh, I like Christian. He's a good friend." He didn't say shit. He said Christian is a man.
Christian is a male also. So Alan reminds him, he's like, yes, by the way, y'all, the people who are up for elimination are going to be Kate, Angelica, and Rachel. So one of them will be getting murdered tonight, but it's only going to be one of those. Stephanie has a diary room. She's like, Kate and Shelby were the only 2 people voting with Cody. So it's giving a parent. And if Stephanie was pushing against Cody a lot. So she definitely thought Cody was a traitor. She definitely thought Rachel was not a traitor. So
and it's like, Stephanie, baby girl.
She
absolutely not. And I guess that I feel like that is what's really, really annoying because it's like, not only are you trying to look out for what other people are doing, what other people's actions are doing, you mean to tell me a little ass action like not cheering and voting what I think is right is something to say I'm a traitor? Like, I'm gonna need more concrete evidence than that.
Me too, child. So after this, we get a Shelby diary room. She kind of explains why she reacted the way she was. She was basically like, I just thought 100% Cody was a faithful. And when he was not, I wasn't like necessarily happy to be wrong. Nobody wants to really be wrong. And it's like, okay, I get it. After that, we see the conversation happen between Andy, Christian, and Ari. And essentially, they are saying similar things to Stephanie. They're like, well, Shelby was looking very monotone.
I feel like it's like the grasping at straws.
Just anything.
Like, poor Shelby. Like, this girl missing her daughter, and they over here like, she didn't cheer. She did not cheer.
Whole time it's Sari. Like, you should know this thing. Sari is the smartest player.
But my thing, it's something I would just be like, and I guess they're thinking, oh, she must have slipped up as the traitor there because she acted sad. And it's like, don't you think if she was a traitor, she would want to be ecstatic?
She would be so thinking so hard to pretend to be a faithful that she would be ecstatic.
I think honestly, and I don't know if that's something that could end up happening. I don't know if this has happened in other versions, but even with Cody slipping up the way he did, Christian being weird, I don't think these are bad traitors. They're not doing anything too obvious necessarily that's like getting them caught the fuck up. Like, I will say, Cody telling Ari about the Ryan thing, that was a slip up, but I wouldn't say overall Yeah, telling Kyle about the Ryan slip up. I don't think Cody overall was doing bad. Neither was Christian. So it's just like the fact that they're putting it on these very simple things. Oh, a vote. Oh, her like. I don't think a trainer would be that dumb to slip up that easily. I don't know.
It's like either they think super far fetched, or they think very very simple. And it's like
literally
you find the middle ground.
There's no middle ground. Either someone is literally manipulating the whole group by fucking voting themselves damn near,
literally,
or because someone didn't vote this way. It's a problem. Like
I don't know. So after that, we go to the motherfucking Traitors turret, and at the Traitors turret, I don't know how to say the word. Christian has a diary room.
The Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, the Chamber of Secrets. Christian has a diary room, and essentially he was like, if you're going to be a weak link, then you have to go. So that is exactly what happened to Cody. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So then Christian and Sari, they do like a celebration / ooh, because they were happy, but they were like, ooh, we gotta, but he was becoming a liability.
I will say too, like, I guess, and that's the issue. And low-key Christian should have thought about this moving forward, because at the end of the day, if we were in the backstab a traitor, that means I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm Sari or a Christian, vice versa, whatever the fuck, I'd be looking at the other person like, well, one, I'd be thinking, I'm gonna try to get you out too. Because I want the money to myself. And like, how do you trust it? Like, I don't know.
How do you trust it? And you don't. Well, I wouldn't. I would. Like, next vote, Christian low-key needs to get out. I don't know. Like,
I could be a traitor by myself. I don't need no help.
I really don't. It's top 8. Like, girl, we're chilling.
That'd be
so that would be okay. So they discussed the 3 people: Angelica, Kate, and Rachel. I felt like this one was very obvious who was going to be voted, in my opinion. But essentially, they were just like, well, it's not going to be Kate because everyone thinks it's Kate. But that's the thing. Half the house thinks it's Rachel now. So they didn't say that, but it's like probably it's not going to be Rachel either. So it's like,
as soon as Angelica was in that 3, it was like it's very obvious. Because I was also saying that it wouldn't really make sense for Sari either to get out Kate or Rachel at this point, because the suspicion of it being a female celebrity was just recent. You know what I mean? And if she were to take out Kate or Rachel, then the only few options left would be Sari, Stephanie, and one of the other 3 left. So it's like, do you want all of that suspicion on you, basically?
And you don't.
And Angelica's an easy thing. Angelica has brought nothing. And they basically said that. That was like, no shit.
Yeah. So at the breakfast, everybody started walking in, and essentially everyone knows the 3 people who are going to be up for grabs. So everyone walks in, babe.
Happy.
And then it's just happy as fuck, elated, chilling. And then it's Kate, Angelica, and Rachel who are not there. And then Ari speaks, and he's like, if you're a traitor, why would you do Angelica or Rachel? Because they both went to the armory. So it's a chance that one of them got the shield, and you can't even vote them out. You're going to miss your shot. So, of course, the traitors are probably going to vote Kate. Unless, and then who says unless? Quentin. Oh, God. Y'all, Quentin.
And it was like, if Kate's the traitor, then she would do it because she knows she can't be eliminated.
And then here goes Christian. Yeah, if Kate's a traitor, if Kate is a traitor, then essentially she wouldn't vote herself. She can just.
And it's like I hate people who try to act dumb, and that's why I really feel like I would have caught him, because Christian doesn't think a lot when he's like, he'll just repeat what you said with a question mark. Yeah. So Kate would be the traitor? Well, yeah, I guess that, and then he'll just go on, and it's just like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, he's just so see-through. It's crazy. So, anyways, Kate walks in, and Art was like, like, that's very bold of a traitor, Kate. Like, I'm pretty sure, unless it would be risky, Kate, for you to, not be a traitor because you weren't. Blah, blah, blah. And Kate has Dara, and she's like, well, of course the traitors aren't going to be voting me out. I'm a perfect shield for them. And Kate is now playing the game again, y'all.
Yeah,
because last episode,
Kate has got back in because she told them to get her out, and they ain't listening. So now she's just like, I guess I should participate.
Let's play the game. I don't know.
She was like, it's a curse. People just never want me to leave. Kate is hilarious.
So then they talk about, who has the shield? Like, which one of y'all got the shield? Which one of y'all got the shield? And Ari admits that he was the one who got the shield this time. Sari has a diary room. She's like, usually I know who's coming in this time, but one of them could have the shield. This was before he told him. Then Ari tells her. And then, boom. So Sari asked them, they're like, who do y'all think is coming in? Do y'all think Rachel comes, or do y'all think that Angelica's gonna come? And Stephanie has a diary room, and she's like, well, I just hope it's not Rachel. I know Rachel is faithful. I know Rachel can have my back. I have an alliance with her since day one, which we kind of knew already, considering their
because
past.
we keep mentioning the show. They were all on literally together. So we could assume that Steph, Rachel, and Sari definitely had a pre-made coming into this.
Basically. Boom. Rachel walks in. So Angelica is out. Murdered.
Out.
I know that's right.
But
we flash back to the Traitors to basically they was like, girl, she ain't doing nothing. And then boom.
And then she also said she sways too easily.
They did say that.
Which I think I didn't even think of
and
like
a
reason to like murder someone, but honestly that is the case because a lot of people this season are just kind of, well, I guess I'll go here.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is doing this, so I guess I'll go here. And it's like instead of actually saying a name themselves, and Angelica was definitely one of those people.
Definitely. So Alan comes in, he officializes Angelica's murder. He's like, boom, you're out. And he was like, oh, when he leaves, Kate was like, I'm gonna take Angelica's room. And Rachel was like, already? Like, she just left. And Kate was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna be here for a night. So
you can have it tomorrow.
After I leave, it was like, okay. So, boom, later that day, we get a diary room for Shelby. Shelby admits that the reason she's been feeling down and sad is because she's missing her daughter. That's why she was, chilling to herself because she's missing her daughter. So we see Sari, Andy, and Ari have a conversation, and Ari kind of is spearheading this idea. He's like, y'all, when I first saw Shelby, she was just so happy to be here and so giddy.
And it's like, keep her name out your mouth, Ari.
No, really. Please. And he was like, ever since then, she's just been so, I don't know, depressed and down. And just like, that's giving traitor because how were you so happy to be here, but now you're not? Like, are you stressed? Like, are you pressed? Are you mad? So Sari has a diary room, and she's like, it's good that Shelby is being looked at because that's someone in front of me. But also, part of me, like, I fucks with Shelby. So I feel bad about this situation. I don't like to see people be isolated.
And like, moments like this, I just really fuck with Sari because I feel like you said a lot with Sari in general throughout this series of like, she really has these personal connections that she genuinely does not want to, hurt their feelings because, she's a player to where these people love her. Like I was saying, like they love her. Like this is their mama, their aunt, their sister, family. So it's like these people could really be affected by her actions. Side note, I really hope after the show, no one is too mad that she's the actual traitor. Like, girl, get over it. It's a show. You went here for a reason. You could have known she was a traitor. Ain't no way you mad with her IRL. Like, you're gonna have to get over that, baby. Because at the end of the day, if the roles were reversed, you'd be the traitor, me doing the same shit. So it's like, get the fuck over it. Like, too bad. Sorry, she's read her things, but I also love this moment because, of course, they don't say it, but we know for a fact Sari Shelby close because they black. And I love to see it. I love to see it. She went to go check out her black sister, and we love to see it.
We love to see it, period. So Sari goes over to Shelby, and she's basically like, girl, what's wrong? And Shelby tells her, she's like, honestly, I'm just missing my child. I am. And so Sari talks about how when she was on Survivor for the first time, her youngest was 5 years old, so she really understands. She feels it. And then Shelby in the diary room lets us know why she's here for the money. And she's like, I'm here because I'm a single mother now. I just recently got a divorce, so I definitely need the money. And it's like, that's a good reason to have her, get the money.
Exactly. And the bitches did not give a fuck. Fake ass hoes.
So Sari lets her know, she's like, I've heard a few conversations. They've mentioned your name. So just try to not isolate yourself too much. And Shelby was like, okay, girl, bet. And then it was like, bet, period. So after this, we see a conversation with Quentin, Christian, Andy, and Stephanie. And Quentin Quentin
pissed me off this episode. Because him and Sari and Shelby, that's a little bit of a big three. And I ain't just saying because they all black. If you watched a few episodes, every time they was together, it was them three together. So I'm like, okay, me Traitors cookout, period. Here you go. I don't know. Shelby jumps on and off my list. This nigga think everybody but the actual traitor.
Anyone who isn't a traitor.
Quentin has not, y'all. And this is up to episode 6. We're not on episode 6. We're episode, what is this? When we started with?
6.
Oh, this is episode 6. Up all the way to episode 9. He ain't guessed nobody right. Just sad.
So Quentin basically says, yeah, Shelby's on and off my list. Stephanie was like, but Quentin says, I still don't trust Kate. And it's like, damn, get over it,
Mind
man.
you, Kate is not doing nothing to nobody.
Girl, not even playing the challenges. Stephanie was like, we only have tonight and tomorrow to guess the 2 traitors. So we got to get this shit together. Like, we have to get this shit together. And Stephanie has a diary room. And she's like, it's so good to be me right now because people are starting to listen to me because I clocked Cody, period. And it's like, okay, girl, like, you got friends now. I mean, hopefully you guessed the right people and maybe not Shelby. I don't know. So after this, bad bitches linked up, y'all.
Period.
Because Kate and Shelby have a little talk.
We love a dynamic duo.
And Kate was like, it was just a bunch of wasted votes on me throughout the season. And it's giving, they just don't want to vote their friends. They just don't want to vote the people who they're cool with. And it's like, I don't know, Quentin, Christian, Stephanie, Rachel, y'all all besties, but one of y'all could be the traitor. And Shelby was like, literally, they're probably going to vote either you or me, girl, because they're friends. They don't want to vote their friends. And essentially the narrative of this episode becomes, it's a big ass group of friends, and then it's Shelby and Kate. Yeah. And it's like, all right.
And Kate has a diary room. She's basically just like, honestly, I want to go home for Shelby. I want to sacrifice myself. Which I will say, she was setting it up as if she was doing it for Shelby, which is like, shut out. But low-key, Kate just want to go home.
Kate just wants to go home.
Kate just like, she want to be here. She wants the money. Y'all can have it. I don't care.
Literally. So after this, we see Quentin talk to Christian. And he's like, oh, it's so funny how, the people who might be the traitors are Shelby and Kate, and
it's like,
where they're at right now. And it's like, if they were the traitors,
dumbass logic.
If they were the traitors,
why would they even be talking to each other?
You should think of the people who never talk
to each other. Like I just said, it's like y'all are really dumbing it down. There's no way a traitor. I just don't think a traitor would be that dumb. They couldn't be.
Literally.
Sad.
So after this, they go to the mission. So they pull up to the mission or whatever. No, they don't. Alan screams.
I don't have that written down. I don't write down anything Alan says. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Screaming and screaming and screaming. So they pull up to him and he's on the staircase because he was screaming. And he was like, y'all, there's ghosts in the house. A ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. But really, it's just the past house guest, allegedly. And so essentially, he's like, split up into 3 groups because that's what the challenge is going to need. The 3 groups are Stephanie, Kate, and Shelby, Rachel, Andy, and Sari, and then Quentin, Christian, and Ari. So
I didn't realize there were no men left in the goddamn game.
At all. I didn't think of it
there.
So group by group, you will enter a room. You must see what items have changed in that room. So what it's going to be is going to be a room full of fucking artifacts and shit. Bunch of random shit. Ukuleles, all this shit. And then they're going to turn the lights off, turn the lights back on. When the lights come back on, some of those items are going to be changed into
3
items. 3 of them. And you're going to have to figure out which 3 they are. The team that gets the most correct gets a chance to go into the armory and get shield. And if you get all 3, you get $3,000. I think it's $1,000 per item.
Yeah, it's $1,000 per item. Yep.
Okay, per. So
and you only have a minute to
guess. A minute, and that's what's crazy. When I saw the timer, I was like, "Damn, I wouldn't have got nothing." So team 1 goes, it's Shelby, Kate, and Stephanie, and this was hilarious. So they decide, and they're the only team who decide this. Shout out to them. They decide to split up the room into sections. Shelby gets a section, Kate gets a section, and Stephanie gets a section. So they all start memorizing their sections. And Kate is, she's here, but she's not really here. She's still not really into the game just yet. Give it another episode. So she's lollygagging a little bit. She's just, And Kate has a diary. She's like, usually I would probably be good at these, but girl, let's give it out.
I don't care.
Right. So the lights go off. The lights come back on. And immediately Shelby finds the item that in her section was changed, which was a hat.
A hat, exactly. And then the other 2 items in the room that have been switched is a vase and a typewriter. Yes. The vase is in Stephanie's section that she had cornered off for herself, and then the typewriter is in Kate's section. But they don't know what the fuck they see. So this part real funny because Steph, she's like, "Oh, I think I see something that was moved," and Kate was like, "I don't think you understand the assignment."
And she doesn't, because it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And so Stephanie's like,
So Stephanie leaves her area.
Literally.
Because she thinks nothing is wrong with hers.
Goes to Kate's area and she's like, well, Kate, you're so good at these. You said you have a great memory. So what's tea? And Kate was like, well, I don't see you coming up with anything. And Stephanie's like, well, my section doesn't have anything missing. I've already checked. So we're just waiting for you. And Kate was like, you're telling me.
And so Kate looked up, saw a picture of Brandy, and was like, I think that moved.
I think that moved. And Stephanie was like, really?
She's like, yeah, it was up here at first, and then
it's down here. So Stephanie has diary. She's like, I thought Kate would try, but she's just not trying. She's being ridiculous. And
I don't know why Stephanie thought that, but she do get a lot of things wrong. No,
so Stephanie, she grabs a random item. I think it's like a dagger or something. I don't know. She grabs
it's a sword.
A sword. And they turn in their items. And so Alan gagged for no reason real quick, y'all. Because Alan was like, well, y'all got one item correct.
I didn't think he'd think it would be this hard for them. Like this
at all.
This challenge was hard for the girls.
So they got one item right. It was the hat. Queen Shelby ate it up. The fuck.
Period.
And then
it's always the ones doing the most that they want to hate.
Literally. And he's like, the typewriter was also not correct, and that was in Kate's section. And then Alan
gags up the fuck up out of stuff.
Alan says, he says, the vase was also changed. Whose section was that again? Whose was that? Oh, it was yours, Stephanie? You were very confident that nothing was changed, weren't you?
And Alan, he always has these little moments here and there, like,
He's like,
why do you think that is? Do you think it's because? And then he won't allow an answer. He would just gag them up. Next scene.
Literally, because why did he randomly just gag her?
I just be like,
whose section was that again? Meanwhile, he knew it was Stephanie's section.
Mind you, sections weren't even part of the challenge. It was a structure they came up with. So he listened just so he could call her out.
You were pretty confident. Team 2 goes, which is Andy, Sari, and Rachel, and y'all, baby.
Child. Oh, they was worse than the first team.
They was bad, y'all. So they looking around. I'm thinking, oh, they might do good. Boom. Right when it comes back, the lights go off. When they come back on, they are like walking right next to the changed artifacts.
I will say theirs were pretty weird because the last groups, theirs were all items, totally different items. Yes. This group, the wine within the same exact like wine glass holder. It was a pretty little holder that holds wine. It was changed from red wine to white wine. Oh, red to white?
White.
Shit, look, I'm fucking up. Look at me.
It turned red, bitch. It turned
the
red.
wine color changed. The lamp color changed. It's the same lamp. It's just a different shade. Yeah. And then a boat figurine changed to a plane. So that was the only full item that changed. So I do feel like it's a little bit harder.
Child. So, but
they were mainly just like standing around. Like,
they were just lollygagging. They didn't get none right.
You know, honestly, who I low-key feel like I would have said was a traitor.
Who?
Andy. Because every single time Andy these competitions, they are not helpful. No shade. Andy didn't want to get on the wheel. There's another competition comes up in these next 2 episodes that they do not help at all. And this one, they basically just said, "Oh, my mom
do not help at all."
I mean, I don't know.
I was like, damn. And then when they get none right, their mouths drop like they're shocked. You lying, Al.
And like, no one suspects Andy because they're so nice, they're so sweet, they really are. But it's just like
Andy is definitely not a traitor.
Andy's gonna be doing shit in these challenges.
At all. Child. So team 3 goes, which is the boys. It's Quentin, Ari, and Christian. So they look around. They doing a lot. It just feels like they trying really, really hard. So
it's because Christian in the group. You know, it's extra.
That's what it was. No, that's literally what it was.
Christian's so extra. I'm sorry. Like it just gives traitor. It does.
It does. And
you can't spell traitor without Christian.
Y'all, they had an easy ass one because a clarinet changed to a big ass guitar.
Right. And they was like, well, that's changed. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's changed.
That's it. And it's like, if anybody else had that big ass guitar pop up in the room, I feel like they would clap that too.
But then they also had a harder one too because they had a globe that literally just changed shade.
Oh, yep.
Like it went to a darker shade of globe. And then it was in a spot where I'm like, would they have even saw that? Literally. Like, honestly, they probably should have thought this challenge out through a little bit more because it was a lot of random ass.
Or gave them a little more time.
And then also a little bit more time. But also the items in the room, there were so many. Like you really didn't have time to focus on what's in there and then notice the things that changed. And then they also have a statue that turned into a pineapple. I thought, well, they might should get the pineapple because what the fuck is the pineapple doing in there? But they did not.
They did not. I don't even think they saw it because when he told them, oh, that monkey that was over there, they looked and it was like, oh, it's a pineapple. And I don't even think they were able to see back over in that section what it was. But hey, we moved. It seemed like very quick when the lights turned off. Like, did they even get time to look around the room? Like, I don't know. But anyways, Alan lets them know the results because two teams both got one right. They tied, so only one gets to go to the armory, and that's the one that went fastest, and that was Christian erratic ass in them. So they, the boys are going to the armory again. Boom, we go to the armory. Ari gets the shield again, and it's like
2,000 running, like lucky down,
girl. No, Ari's luck, girl.
It's nasty.
On him.
It's nasty.
I'll give him that. So back at the motherfucking castle, we see Shelby, girl, turn into Shelby Mitchell. Shelby
going to motherfucking work. Okay. And that's what I said. I said the riffraff is gone. And I included Shelby in that. Shelby was not part of the riffraff. She showed up. I knew it. I knew Shelby had it in her. I did.
I did too. So Shelby goes to Stephanie and Kate and she says, look, here's my logic. Since my name is coming up, I just want y'all to really think about why it is. And I feel like it's because all of y'all are friends. Like, really sit here and think about it, Stephanie. You don't want to say their name because they're your friend. But in all actuality, it's not likely that one of y'all could be a traitor. And I feel like Rachel could be a traitor.
Which is such a great point. Because there are people, like, even on the podcast, we joke and we gag about it. But they're in the house saying, oh, well, I know Andy. I know Sari isn't. I know Rachel isn't. First of all, Sari is. But how are you confident? How are you? There is no way in hell you should be that. Like, that makes no damn sense in the game like this. So you mean to think that the people that are ostracized from everyone, they have to be the traitors? Because y'all just that good? It took y'all like voting out 10 people to get one. Like, be for real. And so how can you be so sure? It's the confidence, and it pisses me off because it is annoying. I think it like this round was more of annoying to watch. And then also I think Shelby probably really annoyed too because it's very clear that once the idea is out, everyone's just gonna go with it. So it's like there really isn't any real concrete evidence against Shelby, but now that theory is placed, everyone's just gonna be like, well, okay, Shelby.
Literally. So, boom. After this, Stephanie says, if you can give me some valid points against, and this is what pisses me off about Stephanie. I'm sorry, but if her friend's name get brought up, she like
doesn't consider it at all.
She does not.
She's like the main. Like I was just saying, she's like the main perpetrator of that. Like she's not listening to what anyone has to say. It's what she thinks from her prior knowledge and her friends, and that's it.
And that makes no sense. You came into the game with Rachel and Sari, and you didn't think by chance that just so happened one of them could be a traitor just because you came.
I mean, realistically, Stephanie's position. Stephanie's position, especially with her being a celeb, it's like, so you mean to tell me you think? Oh, I guess she thinks Kate is the other female celeb, and it's like, well, that's just dumb.
That's dumb as fuck. You think by chance, not only that you, Rachel, and Sari all get on knowing each other, but also you all are not traitors.
I think honestly, it just comes down to 100% this is a pregame. She has known Sari since before they did a snake in the grass from Survivor and things like that. I think it's a thought process of like, pregame, technically you're cheating the system. So I think when they got in the house, after the things were said, I feel like Rachel, Stephanie, and Sari probably had a conversation, and they were all like, "It ain't none of us." And I can see her believing that more than anything else. That's your pre-made. Yeah. They talk, damn well they talk before they even got out there.
This is just not the game for a pre-made.
This is not
which
the game
is why
for
you
it.
bitches.
But like for example, honestly, if me and you went in there, Pharaoh, and you told me you wasn't a traitor, I believe you.
I would not, and you wouldn't believe me. Let's be honest.
But I would take your word initially, definitely. Like it wouldn't like. Even if you, but that's the thing. Even like my thought process was like, even if you would, I wouldn't give a damn person.
Yeah, that too. And you know what? That might be Stephanie's point that she can't really say because it's like that's the point of the show. You can't really just say you don't care. So I'll give her that because like she's not voting Sari. Like I don't care. But Sari got that ass out, so maybe she should. I don't know.
Well, so anyway, it wasn't Sari. Well, technically it was Sari, but Sari. She couldn't really control the situation.
Yeah, no. So Stephanie was like, if you can give me some points. And Kate was like, honestly, Stephanie, I don't want to keep repeating my points. I've told you many times why I felt like it's Rachel, but we move. And Shelby was like, well, who do you think it is, Stephanie? And Stephanie was like, I mean, maybe Christian or Quentin. And Sari did tell me that she was
And that's how I knew she was
mad.
just bullshitting because,
Girl,
like,
just
you say everyone in your little clique, and then you said, Sari, girl,
literally.
be for real.
Literally. She said Sari told me she was mad that what the fuck she said? Oh, that Sari was mad that she wasn't a traitor.
Yeah.
And so, that's how I know for sure.
And we
Sari
didn't see that
isn't a traitor.
conversation, so I can see how maybe that was the conversation I was just referring to. Like,
Yeah.
clearly they've talked and she feels confident in her answer.
Exactly. That's true.
Low key, it probably like low key I can't even talk.
Get it out.
Low key, the conversation was low key probably like, okay, Sari, you the traitor, be for real. I'm not gonna be mad. No, Sari, I'm not gonna be mad. And Sari was like, girl, I'm not. Like, low key, I was mad. Like, I really wanted to come in here. Damn, bitch. Like, yeah. And Steph ate that up.
And Steph ate it right the fuck up.
So, and that's probably why, and we'll get into that later. It probably does hurt more because she probably was in the thought process that this is a friend telling me as a friend,
yeah,
girl, outside of this game, like I'm not like, girl.
But babe, we're in a game. Why would I be outside of the game
for
in the
money,
game? Girl, the money, honey, girl, please. So, anyways, Shelby has a diary room, and she says, Stephanie just told me this information about Sari, and I'm definitely going to be using it to my advantage in some way, shape, or form. I know that's right. And Stephanie has a diary room. She's like, damn, I probably shouldn't have said what I said. And
you should not.
You probably shouldn't have. Later on, we see Shelby. She walks outside with Kate. And she's like, Kate, I'm not going to just roll over. There. Yes. She's like, Kate, I'm not going to just roll over and die. So Shelby and Kate go and talk to Andy. And Shelby was like, everyone just loves Sari, and it's not that Sari can't be a traitor. Like, y'all all love each other. Everyone loves Sari. Everyone loves Quentin, but Sari could be a traitor. Quentin could be a traitor. Like, everyone's up for grabs to be a traitor, And I know Sari said she didn't want to be a traitor, and she was mad that she didn't want to be a traitor.
The way Shelby finessed this into the conversation, I was like, Shelby, this was nasty.
And it just sounded so natural.
It was so smooth.
And then she went to Sari's like right hand. Like, ooh,
that was the purpose for move. She did that on purpose.
She went straight to Andy because she knew Andy would have ran that shit back.
Ooh, Shelby, she ate that. She ate that.
No, she ate that the fuck up.
Andy was like, wait, what?
Andy said, huh? What? Say that again.
Well, I was told by Stephanie and Stefania that Sari was upset that she couldn't be a traitor.
And Andy was like, I'm gonna have to sit on that one because I'm kind of gagged about that one. And Andy has a diary. She's like, I don't know if this is a last ditch effort from Shelby, but either way, I will be telling Mother. So Andy went.
That's the thing. Everything get ran by Sari. Everything. Alan probably checked with her the moment before he go host. That's how much shit get ran by Sari. The producers gotta check with her about the lighting. Okay, what do you want to be today? Like, I'm telling y'all, like.
So Andy tells Sari exactly what the fuck went down. Is that Shelby told Andy that Stephanie told her that you said that you were mad that you weren't the traitor.
Talk about he said, she said.
Right. Sari has a diary room. And Sari is like, Stephanie, what are you doing?
What's tea?
Because don't be crazy.
Why is most of Sari's diary room is her being like, what are you doing?
Literally, what are you doing?
It's not hard. Like,
literally, what are you doing? Just keep it cute. So Sari is like, no, because that's weird that Stephanie said that. I'm not happy that Stephanie said that. And
Andy was like, it's okay. No, but no, because she should
and then like, no. Hold it for the table.
Like, okay.
So we head to the motherfucking round table. At the round table, Alan does the little intro. He says the prize pot is at 133,800. 133,800. Is that? Girl, whatever.
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the money.
Girl, they got some money.
Every time he mentioned it, he'd be like, you know what? I'll add an extra just for the shits and giggles.
Literally.
Doesn't that sound better?
Sari says, I'm gonna start it off today, y'all. And Sari says,
because her name got brought up. So she said, hold on.
And she's gonna put that real quick.
Quick at the beginning of the round table.
I am not a traitor, and I'm not upset that I'm not a traitor.
So I don't know where that came from.
Literally, if there's a question you have, you can come and ask me directly, and I will clarify it for anybody here.
She said, I don't know whether he said, she said, they said, we said.
But what I said is that I'm not a traitor. So Kate says, well, can we talk about why that came up? Like, what's this about?
What's tea? What's tea?
And Cerise says, well, apparently there was a conversation between Steph and Shelby where that got talked about. And this is when Steph says, you know what happened was Shelby asked me if I think anyone else might be a traitor, and I made a joke. Girl,
like when Michael suspected Quentin. No, babe. Literally. You said that. Honestly, Shelby should have pressed her real quick.
She should have, because that was not a joke.
You were very serious, mamas.
That was not a joke. Andy has a diary room randomly. They were like, I've never thought about Sari being a traitor. And it's like, okay.
Sure. And keep not thinking.
Maybe you start thinking.
Well, no, don't think it. I want Mother to win. Be dumb.
Shelby says, and look, I know Sari is a faithful, so it was weird that you were trying to do what you. I just found it weird.
The amount of times we have heard the phrase, I know Sari's a faithful. I know it's not Sari. No, Sari cannot be a traitor. Y'all, Sari got these bitches wrapped around.
But imagine being in the house thinking Sari is a faithful. You can't bring that shit up once. You will go home.
You're going home.
Thinking her as a traitor. If I was in that house, I wouldn't have clocked Mother. But if I did clock Mother and thought she was a traitor, I couldn't say it to anybody. I would have been mute as a mouse. I would have only said that to the doctor.
Well, yeah, no, Sari is the type of player you can't go and spread it about. Obviously, Sari is way too many close to everybody in the house. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, that's why that's the thing. If you like Sari in this house, and let's be honest, I don't think necessarily Quentin, Andy may know about Sari's history in Survivor. I feel like if you know Sari's complete history in Survivor, you should know that she could be a traitor. Which is why I don't know why Rachel and Stephanie are confused because of her friendship. Like, Sari could definitely be a traitor based on her Survivor history.
I don't think Rachel was confused. I think Rachel was playing dumb.
Well, so Rachel never said her name, not even in the confessional. So I feel like Rachel would have said Sari's name if she actually felt it. Because she did with Cody.
That's true.
I think Sari has everyone gagged.
Everybody gagged.
Shit, even Cody. That's why he asked him out.
Was out and praising Mother. Sari is telling everybody how to
Right.
Come on.
Now it's a jury vote. Bitch, get my girl on Big Brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Why is she not on Big Brother? Girl, we're not going to get into it. So, boom. After that, Rachel says, Shelby, can you convince us why you're not a traitor?
And this Shelby is so funny for this. She says, baby, I don't know what to do to convince you. Geraldine couldn't convince you. Poor Michael couldn't do it. The question is, why do you think I'm a traitor? Give me a reason.
Literally.
Couldn't give a reason. Well, they gave a reason. Rachel started talking about the Cody vote, and Shelby cut her off. She was like, hold on, babe, because, she said basically that she had told Cody a lot of these suspicions before he even said anything. So it was more so he was mirroring what I was saying, not me being manipulated by him. And it's like, this is no shade at Rachel, but I just hate people who do that. Like, so basically you were either being manipulated or, and it's like, I wouldn't be manipulated. Like, why I can't think you're the traitor?
Why I can't?
Like, I can't just independently think you're the traitor. You give traitor, bitch. I don't tell you. Like,
literally. So, boom.
Mm-hmm. And then Rachel basically continued saying that you voted for Cody.
You voted for Cody. Shelby was like, girl, move. Ari speaks. Ari says, Shelby, when we met the first day, you were happy and excited, but after Cody was exposed as a traitor, we see that you have this stone cold face. You've been walking around the house a little depressed. You haven't been that same happy person, so it's giving you change. Like, are you the traitor? And Kate was like, I wasn't happy when Cody was
protecting her girl
either. So,
like, Kate gives me more reasons to stand
every day, every episode. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So basically, Kate like throws herself out there. She's like, I wasn't mad either, and y'all thought I was a traitor, so why stop thinking it now? Like, maybe I am the traitor. It's like, okay, queen.
Yeah, she seriously was like, y'all kept voting me. Like, my fate is sealed. Basically, do it again.
So Kay has a diary room, and she's like, essentially, I'm trying to take one for Shelby. I would rather them vote me out than Shelby.
And
then we get to the vote.
A selfless queen.
We get to the vote, and baby, everybody vote Shelby. Except Kate and the people not in the clique.
Girl,
Kate
and
votes
then
Rachel,
I
and
have
Shelby
to say
votes
this
Stephanie.
because Christian votes Shelby too, and then he got these fake ass tears.
Crocodiles, girl.
Shelby, I just like, baby, calm it down.
Please.
Shelby was
Just vote me.
robbed. Shelby was so robbed. Even Quentin and Cerie voted Shelby, which I wasn't shocked was Quentin, but Cerie is sad because it's just like she gotta do what she gotta do.
This was the one time Quentin didn't vote Kate. It's like,
This was such a dumb one though. Like they didn't put
dumb
any
and random.
unless we just missed it. Footage like it was not much thought went into the
That's the
Shelby
thing.
being
If
banished.
you thought Shelby was mad about the one Cody situation, you should have been like, let me think back to all of Shelby's actions throughout the season. What
not
else?
Just this one round.
What else points towards it? And nothing.
And also she explains to y'all this about her daughter. That's the thing. When it gets like that, it's like, literally. So do you just not believe her? And I guess that could be the case. You just don't believe that she's actually said about her daughter. She could be said about something else. I just feel like it was not like
girl.
It
never gave that. Anyway, so circle. Shelby goes to the circle of truth, and she's like, "Y'all, I will say, I admit, I'm not a kindergarten teacher. I work in PR. I've worked with politicians. I've worked with the it girls. I've worked with Beyonce.
But guess what? I'm still a faithful bitch,
girl." Stephanie has a diary room. She says, "I was shook because I was just so convinced that it was Shelby." And it's like, girl, how? Who convinced you?
And then Steph come at the comment, she didn't even fight for herself. And it's just like, I mean, what do you want her to say? Literally, it was very clear her goose was cooked.
All of y'all were coming in, and they get clocked right after. So let me get into it. So everybody's feeling bad and just feeling sad.
Cerie says her heart is breaking. You know, she did not want to do it, but she couldn't risk going against the group.
Room, and he's like, she really did need the money, and I feel really bad about this. Rachel was like, you know, I should have just voted Kate, and so they're outside, right? And Kate, when Rachel was talking, and she's like, you know, I should have just voted Kate. Kate was like, you know, I've been saying that Shelby's been good for a while. Like, y'all can't be trying to say that, oh, I'm still the murderer, when I've literally been defending Shelby, who is a faithful. Like, I'm confused.
And she says, maybe this will teach everyone, just because you're not in the clique doesn't mean you're not a traitor. Like, you're a traitor.
Literally. So Stephanie announces at the table before she leaves, she's like, y'all, I just believe Cerie is a faithful, and I just want y'all to know that I do think that Mother is a faithful, and Cerie is that girl, and she is
like, that's the thing. Not only do Cerie have allies, no, she got stoppers, bitch. Not only will she tell you she's not a faithful, Stephanie will tell you, Andy will tell you, Quentin will tell you, Rachel will tell you, I will tell you, and I'm watching that show. That's how good she is. Yeah, like iconic.
Like, Mother, it's that simple. Cerie has a diary room, and she's like, I don't know if I can trust Stephanie or not. So put a pin in that, child. Boom. So they all dispersed. They're all sad. We see a shot of Cerie actually crying. She was feeling really hurt by that.
Really sad.
And then we see Christian, Ari, and Kate are having a conversation. And Christian's like, you know, I just feel so horrible. And Kate says, well, you did just send home a single mother for no reason, an innocent one at that, actually.
Wrongly.
And Rachel walks up. And when Rachel walks up, she sits down. And Kate was like, you know, well, it seems like the clique just decided going into the table, oh, we're going to vote Shelby.
And Rachel's like, it's not like that.
And Kate, Rachel was like, oh, it's not like that. And Kate was like, well, that's what it felt like for me. I'm pretty sure that's what it felt like for Shelby. And it's like, I would have felt bad sending home a single mother if it was me. You know, if it was me, I would have felt bad.
Messy for that. She's so messy for that. And Ari pisses me off with this because every time someone gives us good TV, here he go. Oh, really? Oh, come on.
Rachel.
So he's like, whatever, Kate. You're like a cancer to this group. She said, oh, really? A cancer? We're like the traitors who are taking your money and killing you every night.
It's like, literally.
Like, why
oh, God.
Kate is so quick. Kate is so
really quick.
She's
been doing this for decades. On Boat Wars.
But it's scary how quick she is. Like, she be so ready.
She's gonna make me tune into Below Deck.
Period. As you should.
Period. So Kate has a diary. She's like, honestly, I've had enough lectures of how much I'm the bad guy. This time, it's on them.
Period.
So they all stand up and walk away. And Kate was like, well, was it something I said?
She's gold. Like,
and it's like, damn. So we bop to the Traitors.
You can tell production is obsessed with her for real.
As they should be. The fuck? When you're a queen, when you're a mother.
She's one of the ones giving them the best TV. So definitely her, Sari, Rachel, Brandy was eating up when she was here. I ain't gonna lie. The messiness with Cody, that was festive. The messiness with Christian was also cute. But everybody else is just down for the ride. It's funny to watch Quentin and Andy be so wrong. At this point, it's comical because how are you so wrong?
I agree. So at the Traitors Tourette, Sari has a diary room. She was like, I just need to get to the end, whether that's with Christian
or without.
Period. Christian has a diary room. He mentions how he feels exhausted. He's been doing this a lot, but they bop in and they go through who they're not murdering. They're like, who are we not murdering?
And guess whose name always comes up first?
Period. Mother Kate. Sari said, well, we're not murdering Mother Kate and we're not murdering Rachel.
Remember when I said there's no way Kate is making it to the finale?
Yeah.
Kate's gonna be in the motherfucking finale.
At the finale. Literally, the last episode, Kate will be there.
Period. We have to stand.
So there's a knock at the door and Alan walks in again. So he says, you're survived, but you're weakened in numbers. Tonight, you will recruit another.
And this twist, I don't know how I feel about it fully because at first I didn't think too much of it, but then once it gets revealed who the person is, which we're gonna get into, it's just like, is it fair to the other players to put someone who's been a faithful for more than half the game as a traitor the last few rounds? Yeah. Like, can they even fairly guess who it is for real? Yeah. Like. Like it's hard because he doesn't have to even change what he's been doing. He's kind of just been going along with the ride, like, and now he's gonna win. And it's like, is he deserved?
I think the Traitors always recruit on every season, no matter what version it is. Like in the UK and in the other version.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but I just feel like
so it's like I guess it's no, but I don't like it either. If it was me, because that's the thing, you can send it to the person and the person can either accept or refuse the request. We go into episode 8 knowing this, and we started off with Sari and Christian trying to make the decision. And I'm just saying, if it was me, it definitely gave, I'm sending it to Andy or somebody who's not going to accept. Anyone who's going to decline immediately is who I would send it to because, baby, that's money. You basically asked me, do I want to split my money 2 ways or 3?
Basically. And it's like, I am not going to split 3 ways at all. I feel like I don't know. I guess I like the idea that someone can easily get recruited. It's cute. Twists are fun in general. You know what I mean? But it's just like I don't know. Like how fair is it?
Another thing, this was flawed because at this moment they made it nearly impossible for the faithfuls to win because if they recruit someone and they accept, that means it's 3 traitors. 5 faithfuls and only 3 more rounds to vote somebody out. 2 more rounds to vote somebody out. So no matter what,
it makes it extremely hard. But I guess I will say, I guess that's the point of the show. Like you want to keep a traitor on as long as possible because that's how long the season goes. I mean, because realistically, they were smart. You can either trade it out back to back to back. Then what?
yeah. I don't know. Well, then they will probably send an invitation to somebody else.
Probably.
But it's like I don't know. I just feel like it was too late to be adding someone because they only have 3 more round tables. Like, how are you gonna get 3?
I agree. Like, it's more than halfway. Like I said, it's like it's not. It's flawed in a lot of ways. But
so, anyways, Sari says that she wants to pick someone who will accept. I'm assuming it's because of that impossibility that it creates. Like, if they add another fucking traitor, then. Bitch, we
you
won.
For sure winning.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I see that reason because I know if it was me, I would have been like, girl.
I'm like, hell no. I would have been mad.
I would have been upset and I would have wanted to send it to Andy because Andy would have said no. So they go through the people and they're like, who would say yes and who would say no? So they said Andy is saying no immediately. Quentin would probably say no immediately.
Also, why would anyone say no?
I don't know. At this point, the Traitors are probably going to win. So I would
like be for real.
I think Andy would have said no. I don't think anybody else would have said no but Andy though. But they think Quentin would have said no too. They said yeah. I think Quentin would say yeah. They said Kate is a shield, so we can't choose her.
I wish they would have picked Kate. That would have been hilarious.
I know. And Christian says, you know what? Ari.
Mm-hmm.
And Suri was like, I was thinking Ari too, because he's
Mm-hmm.
non-consequential, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We got like we could choose Ari,
What?
that. And Suri and what's that boy name? Suri and Christian are both cool with Ari. They have good relationships with him.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, he's gonna be gagged if he accepts. He's gonna be gagged if he accepts. So they decide that they're going to send Ari an invitation.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Ari in the diary room receiving the invitation. He's reading it and he's essentially deciding, he's like, I've been a faithful for so long and I've gotten this bond with the other people who I think are faithful. So it's like, damn, do I take this?
I was
do
like,
I
fuck
not?
that bond. Get that money.
Get that money, honey. So I was like, also, I might be on to the Traitors. So it's like, if I'm on to them, I could just win. And it's like, he thinking a lot, girl.
Barely.
So back at the Tourette, Sari and Christian are gagging about the fact that if he accepts, he's going to be gagged. They hear some footsteps approaching. It sounds like Alan footsteps, in my opinion. And they were like, it's going to be Alan. So they put their hoods on. They put their heads down. Somebody walks in with a hood on and a head down, bitch. They all look up. And this nigga Ari. I was like, what?
The big three. Don't need that big speed.
And they kind of hype him up. They're like, oh, you get to murder tomorrow. And are you ready? And just make sure you don't change how you act and just act how you've been acting and be a real nigga. And
yeah, Christian trying to give him the traitor rule, but like he just like Christian think he is the best traitor of all time. It's only been like 3 seasons of shit. Like, hey.
So at motherfucking breakfast, boom, Kate walks in first. And Kate has a diary room. She's like, you know what? I'm never surprised, but I'm always disappointed.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I was like, why even have him come? He ain't murdering somebody tonight. Y'all did this tomorrow night.
No,
I'm actually murdering somebody.
I was thinking the same thing. I guess they have to prep him. I don't know, girl.
I guess.
So, Kate walks in. She's like, girl, I'm never surprised, but I'm always disappointed to be here. Christian walks in. And Kate is like, Christian, I'm surprised you weren't murdered. And Christian was like, here go, Christian. This nigga said, who do you think was murdered? Do you think it was Sari?
Or Ari?
Maybe Ari.
Ari.
And it's like, why would you ask the 2 people? I don't know if he maybe have asked other people, but it's like, just shut up and stop saying that.
He just dumb. Like,
dumb as fuck. Like dumb. I feel like I would feel dumb if I rewatched this season and saw the amount of times Christian was being dumb and I didn't clock it. Because hindsight 2020, all these bitches should have clocked this man. This man is
like, it's so obvious. The fact that it took them so late to even put him on the radar for some of them, it's like, oh wow.
Literally. So Andy and Sari walk in after that, and Kate is happy to see them this time. She's being nice today, y'all. And Sari has the arm. She's like, you know, the paranoia is thick, and Ari just joined us, so I want to make sure, you know, I don't know if he knows what he's doing, what he's getting into, so we got to see that. And Christian is like, you know, what do you say? Girl, I don't even know. But this is when Kate tells them
strategic icon
about a conversation with Rachel. So
look, wait.
I'm sorry because spoiler alert, who goes home?
Kate kind of eat this up, y'all. No, that's the thing. Rachel, you gotta get your lick back because in the rivalry, Kate won, baby. Kate won.
Like, I don't know. So Kate says, I was having a conversation with Rachel, and you know, we were just talking about.
And this is Rachel's fault because Rachel keeps talking to Kate.
Her. Stop talking to her. She was like, and we were just talking about, you know, how traitors are disgusting, slimy, greedy people. And here go Rachel. No, they're not. No, they're not.
It's a game.
They're just playing a game. It's just a game. And it's like, it's just a game, Rachel. Okay. Like,
and it's like, I don't get why that is something for people to be like, oh, she said it's a game. Like, what
that's
the
our
fuck
whole
is it?
storyline now.
What is it? What else is it? Y'all are in a Scotland.
It's personal.
Y'all are in a castle in Scotland, murdering people. Quotations. Like, what else is it? It's definitely not real life. That's why some of y'all dumbass bitches walking around trusting people you shouldn't have a business trusting. Because y'all thinking y'all think y'all playing real. This is the real world. This ain't the real world. This is not the Bad Girls Club. This is the Traitors. You're not here to make friends. What are y'all doing? And that's their problem. People going here thinking, oh, I'm here to make friends. Oh, Sari's my family. None of these bitches will be my family. I don't know y'all. It's like, I don't think they fully understood the show they were signing up for. I feel like this is a fairly new show. They probably didn't watch the UK version. I really do not think some of them grasp the concept of the show. Because some of the things that I feel like are affecting them is like, I mean, you signed up for it.
Literally.
No shade.
Girl, so, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Where was we at? Shit. Oh, Kate told them T on Rachel. After that,
Mm-hmm.
Quinn and Rachel walked in, and Kate was like, "Oh, I'm so relieved." And it's like, "Girl, please stop gagging her." And she was like, "I can be an actor too." And Kate was like, "I love your outfit." And Rachel was like, "I love your pants."
Yes. That's so cute. They're cute.
They're cute. I don't know what to tell you. So, Rachel says, after she sits down, she says, "Did you get your cape dry cleaned, your cloak dry cleaned?" And Kate was like, "No, it still has the blood stains on it. It's like a little scrapbook. I keep the blood stains." And it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all are hilarious.
Girl, and here go Quentin. One thing about Quentin, he's going to analyze, he's going to dissect, and most of all, he's going to be wrong. So, Quentin has diary room. Kate and Rachel, they argue a lot, which would lead you to believe that they don't like each other. But Cody and Rachel also did a lot of arguing. This is leading me to think that Kate and Rachel are the traitors. And it's like, he said it just in that similar fashion. Very articulate. The sentences, I love when he speaks. He articulates very well. Like, it's very, like, it really sounds like he's talking about something. But when you get into the meat and potatoes, that nigga don't be saying shit.
Oh my God. So it's Ari and Steph left. And they're like, "Oh, which one's gonna be?" Mm-hmm. Ari walks in. Ari has a diary room. He's like, Sari and Christian are masterful at this, being fake and just going through the game like this. Like, they're so great at this. And I gotta get through breakfast. He's just happy to be there, y'all. Kate has a diary room. And she was like, Stephanie's been murdered, which is wild because I thought that Rachel, would never murder her stepsister. What you say? Her evil stepsister.
Yeah.
Like, gagged them real quick. Like, girl, please. But Stephanie's not murdered, y'all. Because Stephanie
she walks right on in.
And they're all gagged. They're like, "Oh, what?" And Rachel was like, "You know what? They probably took a shot at Ari because Ari has the shit again.
Shield.
The shield again." And they're like, "Ari, they probably took a shot at you and they missed because you have the shield." And Ari's like, "Oh, okay. Okay. Ari, he's nervous.
Right, he like, what?
Right. You see what I mean? And here go Christian. Y'all.
Oh God. The traitor.
Y'all. Christian dumbass. In the middle of breakfast. Gonna say, "Y'all, I have something to say." And they're like, "What? What is it?" Sari was like, "What is it?" Because what could you have to say?
Some bullshit, and she knew it.
Here go Christian, y'all. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing for y'all, but
however,
after the round table yesterday, I got a note and it had a little red stamp on it. And it said, "And I was recruited to be a traitor." He says, "Clearly I said no, but they tried to recruit me to be a traitor."
And it's just like, Christian, baby, for what? Like, literally for what?
This man went out of his... And Ari, if I was
to
Ari,
steal someone else's goddamn storyline. Immediately, which some people do, I'm like, this nigga a traitor. Because you know too much. At this point.
Like, what is all of that?
Like, girl... it's just, I don't get the logic. There's zero logic behind it. Just shut up.
So Sari has a diary. She's like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you doing?" I don't think Christian is seeing the bigger picture of what the fuck we need to be doing. Mm-hmm. And he can put a target on all of us.
She calls it cringeworthy, horrible acting. Like,
because what is this?
I would like every time he speaks, it sounds fake as fuck. It really does. Like, Christian never sounds genuine when he talks.
Ever. Christian has a diary room. He's like, the other traitors are probably going to be pissed about it, but I just got to do what gives me an opportunity to make it to the end of this game, and this is what could give me that.
And how does this do that? Oh wait, no, he does say he basically says that by telling them that, he feels like the other faithfuls would be like, well, clearly he must be a faithful if he was recruited and chose not to. However, there is nothing backing your story. You could just be lying, which would be the name of the game, which is something a traitor would do. Dummy, you gotta think about all aspects of it. Like,
it's just too much.
And that's not even. And that the thing is,
he was playing too
Christian.
hard.
The gag is like no one was saying Christian's name anymore. Like for real,
all.
at all. Like you cause suspicion by just talking when you could just shut the fuck
up. And Cody
up.
did the same thing. Shut up. If you're a traitor, just don't talk.
Especially with this elaborate ass plan. I got a note last night that was stamped in red. The T had a question. It was just like, all these details you're giving. They slipped under my door. It fell to the side. I got up out of my bed and like, okay.
Girl, okay. So after this bitch, Chris has diary room. He says, the other traitor's gonna be pissed. And then we see Stephanie and Rachel whisper. And basically they're like, is this man lying right now? Like, what is
basically?
Like what's happening?
Rachel's
like, why is that? Steph was like, because he's a motherfucking traitor. He's a shithole.
He's a shithole. So it was so obvious that they was down there whispering too. I would be like,
whispering in front of everybody. It's only 7 people, 8 people.
But as I was gonna say too, that's another reason why Christian is so bad at this, because he also clearly do not pick up on that at anything at all. Yeah. Like after that, he thought he was cool. He thought he was good. He thought they all believed it. And it's like that conversation was happening, 2 meters away from him? Like, be for real.
Girl. Alan walks in. He says, y'all, it's going to be a surprise in the woods. And then he leaves. They disperse. After they disperse, we see Rachel talk to Stephanie. And she's like, I want to talk to you. And Rachel and Stephanie stay in the kitchen, the breakfast room. Mm-hmm. And as they stay in the kitchen, she asks Stephanie to talk to her. Ari stays too. He's a new mole. I mean, a new shithole mole. I mean, a new traitor. So they asked Ari his opinion on Christian's story. They're like, why the fuck was he talking about that? What was that about? And Ari, what you think? I was like, I don't know. Why would they ask someone, and why would someone decline it? Like, who would decline that? Like, I don't know. And then Rachel was like, if he said yes, like, he could have said yes and just said this so everyone would still think he's a faithful. Like, I don't know. It's not giving this nigga is innocent. It's giving traitor. Like,
100% is giving traitor.
It is. And
even when he told the story, he didn't even seem like it was affecting him in any way emotionally. He was just like, hey, y'all, I got this letter. They recruited me. And I said no.
And he's like happy about it. Like, he's excited. And it's like, girl, are you not panicking? Like, I don't know. And it's like, he could have been like, who would have recruited me, y'all? Do you guys think that anybody, like, who was the traitor? Like, he's never concerned about who the fuck the traitor is. And they kind of clock him on that. So anyways, after this, Ari has a diary room. He's like, Rachel is too damn smart. And she's 2 steps ahead of everybody. And that girl got to go. Mm-hmm. So Christian comes in, I believe. Yes. But we bop to Quentin, Sarit, and Andy talking. And when Quentin, Sarit, and Andy are talking, they all agree that they genuinely trust each other. They're like, let's hurry up and talk before somebody comes in because I genuinely trust you. I'm a faithful. Sarit's like, I know I'm a faithful. Andy's like, I know I'm a faithful. So they all agree that those 3 are faithful.
Mind you.
So they all agree to genuinely trust each other. And Quentin is like, Kate and Rachel have been going at each other, but it could be the fact that they're both traitors. So he pitches his little idea. Andy was like, Kate did tell me some tea on Rachel. And the tea was that Rachel was saying that, it's just a game. It's just a game when we were talking about traitors and traitors being murderers. And it's like, this narrative is weird. I don't know.
And I know Sarit gotta be sitting there just like, these niggas is dumb as hell. I'm sorry, because I would.
Both of them. So Sarit has a diary room. She's like, they keep mentioning Rachel. And for me, it's not the thing that Rachel needs to go. Rachel does not need to go for my game because she has that pretty game.
But also, too, another thing that she is doing specifically as a traitor that Cody and I think Christian, didn't do well or didn't do at all, was that she really has ingratiated herself in a group of people who trust her to a point to where, like, they are not going to turn on her. Like, she's actively working with the faithfuls and building that trust and building those relationships. Like, Cody had a few close bonds and then he ruined it with one conversation. Christian, doesn't really have any close bonds from what I'm seeing. Yeah. Like, Sarit has some time to build, family connections with these people. Literally. Like, they call themselves a traitor over Sarit. They call their own mama a traitor before Sarit. That's how Sarit's in there working. It's just like she's playing all angles of the game. Like, I need a deep dive. Like, please tell me how to be a traitor.
I need a deep dive. So after this, we see Ari pull Christian to the side, and he lets him know that Rachel is onto his ass. And Christian was like, I fucked up, yo. And Ari was like, you did. Babe.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. Like, the girls are on to you.
And then he immediately like, oh, well, Rachel gotta go tonight.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so you, that's like, he don't even think about how, well, now you're saying your name. And if they go.
The person who was saying your name.
And he's just like, even not even thinking that through.
Not thinking it at all.
And it's like, you wouldn't have to go out and you just shut the hell up.
Literally, you were good. He was good. He says he's happy that he has his traitors to have his back because he knows that he'll be able to stay safe, even though Rachel is on his ass. After this, Mother Sari decides to pull Rachel to the side, and she lets Rachel know some vital information. She says, now, Rachel, don't tell nobody I told you this. You gotta promise me. But Quentin is pushing the fact that you might be the traitor to Andy, and Andy is starting to actually believe it. We found out this episode that Andy and Rachel had a good relationship, which is why Andy didn't never really think Rachel was a traitor, and Quentin is kind of convincing Andy that Rachel is now. And so Rachel has to kind of use her relationship with Andy in order to get that connection back, and that's going to be the goal. So Rachel is like, let me go talk to her. So let me go talk to them. So Rachel gets up to go talk to Andy, and Sari is like, wait, when you talk to Andy, I need you to genuinely tell them that you are a faithful. You need to be genuine. If you have their genuine trust, then they will save you.
Which like, I feel like that is something that Rachel struggles with, because when Rachel speaks, it's like her tone is always the Rachel tone.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't trust me.
Yeah.
We're friends.
I am a faithful. Like, I am a faithful.
I've known you since day one.
It's like, it's Rachel.
But we're cool. But I love you. And it's just like, Rachel. And she's not saying a real argument at all. But we're friends.
I don't know. So Rachel does pull Andy to the side and asks to speak to them. And Rachel has a diary. She's like, everyone knows that Andy is a faithful. So Andy not trusting me is very, very bad for my game, because if I don't have Andy, then bitch, I don't got nobody. And it's like, Andy, I'll give Andy that.
Right. That social game is eating.
Got the girls on lock. The fuck. So Rachel says that to Andy that she thinks Quentin and Kate are pushing Rachel to try to get that narrative across, but really they're the ones who are the traitors, bitch. And Andy has a diary room, and they're like, because of my relationship with Rachel, I don't think, she could deceive me, but I don't know. I just have to be conscious that it's possible that Rachel is she's a gamer. She plays the game. And since she is a gamer and she does see this as a game, she could be playing me.
Mind you, none of this logic is applied to Sari. When all of it needs to be.
All of it needs to be. So they go to the mission in the woods. So they pull up to the woods, and Alan lets them know that, baby, we're going to be at the cabin in the woods, like a horror movie. So there's going to be 2 cabins, and we're going to be splitting y'all up into 2 teams of 4. Each team are going to have to go in the cabin and solve a puzzle in order to escape the cabin. And the first to escape gets to go to the armory. And each team that escapes gets $17,500 each. You have 30 minutes to do this. So if they both escape, they end up getting $35,000. If only one escape, they get $17,500. So boom. The teams it's going to be cabin 1, which is the blue cabin, which is Sari, Christian, Kate, and Quentin. And then the other team is Ari, Rachel, Andy, and Stephanie. And Rachel says, it's good that I'm on the team with Andy because I can use this as an opportunity to make Andy trust me again, to make Andy feel like I got their back.
We love a strategist.
We love a motherfucking strategist. And on the way, so they're walking towards their respective cabins.
And Kate, that's the thing. Rachel always has to speak, and Kate always feels the need to gag Rachel. So Rachel, they're walking to the cabin. She's like, I actually filmed a horror movie in a remote cabin in the woods. And Kate was like, oh, what's it called, your honeymoon?
And it's like, that's it. The scene changes after that. And it's like, why did we end the scene right there?
I feel so bad because I would bust out laughing in Rachel's face. No, because Kate was killing me. It's not even necessarily the comment. It's more so the quickness. She's
how
so
fast
quick.
she replies. Like, why are you replying so fast?
I was
talking
just
to her. Oh my god. So each team pull up to their respective cabins, and so essentially they're going to start off on. Okay, how do I explain this? Team 1 is going to split into 2. So Sari and Kate are going to be on one side of their cabin. Quentin and Christian are going to be on the other side. And then at the other cabin for Team 2, they're going to do the same thing. And Andy and Rachel are on one side of the cabin, and then Ari and Stephanie are going to enter the other side of the cabin because that's how they're going to have to solve the motherfucking riddle. So when they enter the cabin, they're in a cage, and they're going to have to find the code to escape the cage. So in cabin 1, Quentin and Christian are on the side, and it's rats in their room crawling around. I don't know what I would have did.
Rats? I wouldn't have been scared. I wouldn't be too scared of the rats. I wouldn't be too scared of the rat. Rats? I mean,
I hate rats.
I've never been like I've never been in a house that has rats like scurrying around.
I hate a
but I feel like,
ass bitch.
I feel like in a situation like, Chris, that's the thing. I'm not scared of rats. Of course, I wouldn't want rats in my house because they're invasive animals and can carry diseases. But we're in a situation where we're in a cabin on a television show in Scotland. I don't think they're gonna put poisonous biting rats in there. I mean, they put biting bugs, but I just wouldn't make like. There's nothing that makes me scared of seeing a rat. Like this is like a mouse. It's a mouse basically. This is
mouse are scary. I hate rodents. That's what I hate. Rodents. Like I'm not scared of bugs. Bitches be scared of like.
See, that's me. I'm a bug. But I don't like them.
Girl, I'm not scared of cockroaches. I'll kill a well. I won't kill cockroach. The cockroach will live. Like cockroaches live, bitch. But I ain't scared of a little bug. But a rodent. Oh, I hate a little hairy rodent. I hate hairy animals. Why are you hairy near me? Please move. Girl. So they have rats on their side of the cabin. And the Sari and Kate are on the other side of the cabin. And they see like there's a pattern on their side that tells them like white equals, brown equals, black and white equals. So they have to try to get a combination from the other team on the other side. So they're in between a big ass wall. It's a thick ass wall. So they're trying to speak through these cans to the other side like, oh, Quentin and Christian, we're going to need a combination from you guys. Help us get a combination. And then boom, a bunch of shit just starts falling on them.
Now this is the one I couldn't be in. Bitch, it's maggots, roaches. I think it's just maggots and roaches in this one.
I didn't know it was like
I would have killed myself. I'm telling you right now. And they were alive. Those were alive and biting. Baby. We had to quit. Fuck 17,000. Suck like it.
That,
no. Biting? Oh my God. I'm thinking about it. Like, oh my God. No. Hell no. Hell no.
So
why are they biting?
Sari and Kate immediately.
What do you mean they're biting?
And then it came out of nowhere, bitch. Zoom, just
it was random intervals
in her hair. We had to take her hair down, bitch.
Girl, they picked up the board that they're supposed to get the combinations for, literally. And they hold it over their head to block the
shit falling on them. So
and they start screaming loud as fuck. So when they're screaming, they can't even hear the possible combinations because they're just yelling at the bugs falling.
Girl, that's the one scene. We'll get to it. So cabin 2, in cabin 2, we see that Steph and Ari are the ones with the rats. And then on the other side, it's Rachel and Andy, and they have the bugs gonna fall on them, but they don't know that yet. So Rachel and Andy are like, oh, y'all, we need a combination. And they
figured out pretty quick.
We need a combination, Pookie, from y'all.
They have these little cups to speak into, cans to speak into. I don't know if they actually work. They keep not hearing each other.
Literally. So Rachel articulates to them that it says black equals gray equals. And so the other people, Steph and Ari, realize that, oh, bitch, it's the rats. We have to count the rats. So they start counting the rats already because they ate that up, I will say, because
it did
be a while. So they start counting the rats. They count the white rats. They say it's 11. And then after that, boom, all of the bugs start pouring on Rachel and Andy. And Rachel and Andy freeze. Like, and as you should, like,
Andy fully shuts down. Like, and it's like, that's me. I was joking earlier about them doing nothing, but baby, I understand with this one. Because I wouldn't be doing shit. I wouldn't be able to think. I would be ripping the cabin apart.
So we go back to the other cabin. with it girls. So Kate and Sheree are literally screaming, and the boys are trying to count the rats because they feel like they gotta count the rats. And as they're screaming, the boys try to give them a number, but they can't hear them.
They just screaming.
They're screaming. Ah! Ah! And then they're trying to give them a number, and Kate's like, "Shut up!" And Sheree was like, "No, shut up!"
Mind you, they're both screaming.
Like,
so who is shut up?
Sheree is screaming, and Kate screaming, but Kate screams, "Shut up!" And Sheree stopped screaming to tell Kate that you need to shut up.
While still covering their heads, scared.
Like, oh my God, I get it though. Ooh, I get it. Ooh, I would have wanted to be in the rat team because they didn't have to go.
1,000%.
They didn't have to go through nothing.
All they do was count mice, and like I said, I don't find mice scary. That wouldn't have been fearful for me. I would have picked them up. I'd been happy.
Yeah, like that.
I don't think I would be. I'm not scared of mice. Like if they're not gonna bite, they don't carry diseases. I don't care.
They do bite though.
I mean, I would assume they would get mice that don't bite.
They would get mice that bite.
I would assume. Like I would assume they would have to. I be thinking outside of the box. I'm thinking this is a show. They're not gonna put me in a room.
You know what I think we on the
biting poisonous rats. Like these must be trained. I would assume these are trained rats. I would ask at least.
I would have no assumption. I would be scared.
I wouldn't, but in general, I would. In general, I wouldn't be scared of rats. I just wouldn't.
Damn. Well, you're a real nigga. I don't know what to tell you. Back at cabin 2, Andy has shut all the way the fuck down. Andy is hunched over.
And this is when they start saying they biting. Bitch, when they would have said biting. And then Steph and Ari struggling to count the mice. They give them the wrong numbers. So Rachel and Andy are stuck getting wrong answers because they're not getting it together. Like, mind you, all you gotta do is count. No bugs falling, nothing. So the other two have to wait in there until they're able to get the combination. While the bugs are falling at random intervals.
So Andy is like, Rachel, I'm gonna leave. And Rachel was like, no, you're not. No, you got this. And this is when Rachel's diary. She's like, this is my chance to make Andy feel like I really, really am their rock right now, and I got their back. So that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. So Rachel was like, Andy, just sit there. You don't gotta do nothing. I got this. So Andy,
a social icon,
is hunched the fuck over, and Rachel is getting the motherfucking numbers. And Stephanie and Ari are just taking forever.
Because see, one thing, if you don't know about Rachel from Big Brother, one thing about Rachel, that's a competitive ass girl. Okay, when it comes to competitions, it means nothing. Okay, if these was HOH, she would have already had 5. Know that.
Period. The fuck. So Rachel is asking them for their numbers, and finally Stephanie and Ari are able to get them the numbers, so Rachel and Andy can move to the next room over. Then we go to cabin 1, where Kate and Sheree are literally putting in the combination themselves. They get out, and Quentin and Kristen are yelling them the last number. And they're like, oh, wait, y'all already out. And it's like, they literally were already out.
So I'm like, did they figure out on their own? Like,
I think it was just one number left. So Kate was just like, I'm trying to go. So they get out. And then the next section of the cabin that Kate and Sheree are in says, 2 of you stick your head in 2 boxes each. Bitch.
Kate said she is not doing that, and I would not either. Because the boxes that they have to stick their heads in these boxes, the boxes have roaches, locusts, rats, scorpions. Hell no. So we would have lost this challenge.
And as long as you take the rat box, I'm good. I think
I got the rat box.
Okay, we got this.
Because you just have to look in and see a number, apparently. So you don't got to like go all in there and be, you know.
But sometimes they were covering it, so it took a second. Ooh,
yeah, because I wouldn't just stick my head in. Ooh, because you never know if they're on the thing. I'm not doing it. Never mind. I'm not doing it.
So Kristen is like, y'all, we need y'all help to get out. We need y'all help. And Kate was like, can you wait? You don't know what we just went through. Like, can you wait?
We are stressed.
Literally. So Kate like peeks into a box. And she sees the bug, and she's like, and then they start screaming, and then we flash to the other cabin. So at cabin 2, Rachel and Andy got to do it. So Andy is freaking the fuck out. And
no, baby.
I'm not doing it. And Rachel's like, girl, it's okay. I got it. Like, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do all of it.
Rachel don't give a fuck. Rachel, stay ready. Okay.
Period. And so Rachel's going to look all in them boxes. And Rachel fucking did it. Like, the fuck. So Rachel starts looking into the boxes. She done got 3 of the damn numbers, eating it the fuck up herself. The fuck? Rachel's just eating it up. Like,
now, the rule said 2 of them have to look at 2. I'm assuming these rules do not
mean anything.
Nothing.
He said it was 15 barrels worth $1,000.
That was not the case.
Girl, they just say
it's first season, working out the kinks.
Working out the kinks. So back at cabin 1, we see they got 2 more minutes left to get all the numbers. Sari and Kate, they start actually getting the numbers, calling them out. Boom, it's 2. Boom, it's 8. It's 3. It's 5. 8. Woo, woo, woo. So they get all their numbers, and then the boys are able to unlock themselves. Back at cabin 2, Rachel got all the numbers. They're able to lock themselves, and then boom, we see all the teams walk out around 1 minute left, 59 seconds left. But both teams get out of the motherfucking cabin.
Period.
And Quentin is like, Kate, I'm so proud of you. He gives Kate a good little hug. They're happy at Kate. At
this point, Kate is starting to grow on the girls. Like, she's been here. She's not annoying no more, for real. Because all she's doing is just gagging Rachel, which is hilarious.
I just know they want to laugh every time she does it. Like
sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do. Literally, like when she's in the car, if it's Kate in the car and Rachel in the car,
when Rachel's not around, they be gagging. They always do.
I was like, if Rachel watches on TV, she's probably like, these bitches is pretty hard. So Andy has a diary room. They were like, Rachel, I would not have finished that conversation without Rachel. Rachel really held it down like a Snapchat for me. And it's like, period.
And it's like Rachel ate that
Rachel ate that the fuck
up. Rachel ate that the fuck up.
She was back in Big Brother
Social
house,
icon Riley,
y'all,
bitch.
This episode, Rachel was in the Big Brother house.
BB12 Rachel.
House, whether that was strategically or you will see later. Because she was there. So Alan gives them the results. He's like, y'all earned all the money but the team who escaped the fastest is going to be the one who can go to the armory. And that was Ari and them team.
So yeah.
I know why it was Ari.
Ari, Steph, Rachel, and Andy.
Ari and others. And you will see why I said that.
Right.
So after that,
no one got a chance for real. If Ari ain't going to the armory, bitch, hang it up.
That's all. That's all you need to know. Bitch, as soon as Ari gets in the army, we can
kiss that shield goodbye. It don't matter. It's 5 people choosing, 6 people choosing, 3 people choosing, 2 people choosing.
It could just be you. Ari still gonna get it.
I still gonna get it, bitch.
I don't know what to tell you. So in the car on the way home, it's in the team. The teams are in their respective cars. So Rachel and them team are talking, and Rachel is like, "So we don't have to worry about nothing later on. It's giving Kate, right?" Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, "Yeah, it's definitely giving Kate." And then in the other team car, do we fly to the team car? Child, we don't really.
Yeah, we really don't. It's mainly just cutting them in the car. And I know Stephanie, she also mentioned, what if it's Christian?
Yeah, she does.
And Rachel's like, it might be Christian, but Kate needs to motherfucking go. Which is Loki her motherfucking problem.
She should have just
focusing so much on
She should have listened to what Stephanie said. So anyways, after this, we get back to the motherfucking villa. And Ari and Christian have a talk. And Ari says that Rachel and Steph are very, very onto you because he was in the car with Rachel and Steph when they were gagging. And he was like, I think we need to murder Stephanie tonight, bitch. Like,
banish Rachel and then murder Steph.
Banish Rachel.
He want them girls out.
Out, bitch. Rachel walks in and they change the subject. They start talking about Kate being the vote. Kate's a traitor. And Rachel was like, oh, y'all talking about Kate? Christian was like, yeah, girl, we're talking about Kate. It's giving everybody voting Kate. Boom. We flash to Andy and Sari have a conversation. Sari was like, Andy, what are we doing? And Andy was like, I heard Kate. And Sari was like, we got to get it right, though, Andy. Or Rachel, or whatever the vote was. It was Rachel. Andy was trying to vote Rachel. And she was like, you got to get it right, though, Andy. I know it's getting to the end game. And in the end game of this game, we cannot have room for a mistake.
Yeah, because this is where it's kind of interesting because, we know for a fact Christian definitely wants Rachel banished, Steph murdered. But those are Sari's closest ally. And from our knowledge, she does not fully know that is Christian's plans. That's super heading it at this moment.
And Sari is trying to essentially convince Andy to not vote Rachel because Sari wants Rachel to stay in because Rachel is her ally, period. So Sari has a diary room. She's like, I feel like Andy has been being fed Rachel a lot. So I just have to hope that the groundwork that I left here is going to be
enough. Which really came out of left field. Like, right? I will say, out of everyone that they've suspected stupidly, Rachel is probably one of the better ones. Yeah. I could see how you could probably think it's Rachel. It's just hilariously not Rachel.
It's just not Rachel. Rachel is just Rachel. So they go to the armory. Well, Ari goes, collects his shield. And then we head to the round table beach. So at the round table, Kate starts it off. And she's like, Rachel, I'm voting for you because I think you're a traitor. Rachel was like, well, I'm voting for you because I think you're a traitor. And Rachel was like, can you explain why you think I'm a traitor? And Kate was like, well, I think with the Cody situation, when he said you were being backstabby, when you were cutthroat, I don't think he was talking about Big Brother. I think he was talking about right now when you were cutting him as your fellow traitor, bitch. So Stephanie speaks, and Stephanie's like, well, I think that would be too early for a traitor to be voting for another traitor. Like, I don't know. Also, me and Rachel didn't vote for Kyle. Kate did. Me and Rachel vouched for Cody to go. Kate did not. So, after this, y'all, it starts getting crazy. Rachel says, does anybody else have a reason that they think that I might be a traitor? Because if you do, please speak up. Please do. Do tell. Nobody, Kate? Then, Andy.
Child.
It's like, I mean, you know, this round table is difficult for me. There's so little to go off on. And Rachel, you're good at games. You're so good at competition.
And here go, Rachel. Don't let Kate manipulate you. I will say though. It's funny because Kate was not this manipulative person. She really was not. She was not puppeteering these things.
They created Rachel, a monster.
You kept coming for Kate. Kate dropped that tea about you saying this about it, all about a game, and girl, how you let Kate gag you like this, Rachel?
Gag the fuck, child. Andy says, "Well, somebody is lying, and as good as you are at, not separating, as good as you are at separating personal and game, that's how bad I am at seperating personal and game." And then they start struggling, so Ari jumps in, and Ari was like, so basically you're saying that because Rachel, you don't have the ability to be a traitor because you find it so personal, and since Rachel's the opposite of you, Rachel could be the traitor. And Ari's like,
it's like, that is so ABC. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Rachel was like, well, y'all, I'm a faithful, and I just don't know how to tell y'all. Like, I promise. And on our future friendship, Andy, I'm
and that's what's hilarious because like Rachel does not have any definitive arguments against her.
None.
And she's like, well, I can tell you all, I'm a faithful. Look at me, Andy. I've known you since day one. And so, of course I'm a faithful. What else would I be? A traitor?
And here she goes. Rachel's like, wait, so is this just everyone turning on me? Is everyone just backstabbing me right now? Like, just tell me, like, is that what's going on?
She was having BB12 fastback shot.
And then here goes Rachel. Sheree, what do you think? Oof. And Sheree was like, well, Rachel, I think that some of the things that you've done and said, if I were to do them, it would also look suspicious. I just feel like it's, I just wouldn't know.
And here goes Rachel. Well, I don't know how you have to lie to you. And it's like, Rachel, that's not an argument. Like,
Sheree was like, well, we can't all be faithfuls, Rachel. And Rachel was
says, well, I'm faithful.
Literally.
And here goes Stephanie, her only friend. I believe you.
Her only friend. Anyway, so Rachel's like, I'm going to stand in that circle and I'm going to tell y'all that I'm a faithful. And y'all all are going to be looking stupid because you're going to be wrong again. Like, you're turning on me and Kate is going to sit here sliding by, continue to slide by week. And then Kate waves as she's saying that. And Rachel was like, well, y'all are just a bunch of fucking idiots.
No, like, Rachel just like,
and I do take it personal, Andy.
Gag! I'm sorry. She gagged them.
And when she said that, here goes
congratulations.
Here goes Captain Ari.
You got played.
Here goes Captain Ari. Oh, Rachel. Like, stop saying people's names.
And then while Rachel's saying that, here go Kate. Oh my God, so angry. And then she also says, when Rachel says, I do take it personal, she was like, oh, such an asshole.
Congratulations, you got played. Period. They should have named that the title of the episode.
Low-key.
I wouldn't know. Then Alan says, time for talk is over. Here go Rachel.
I just think you need to vote Kate.
Like, I just think everyone's
the time to talk. It's over. Rachel said, y'all gonna hear me, bitch.
Literally. So everyone starts voting. It's time to vote.
But while voting, Alan is like,
voting.
I hate to rush you, Sari, but and here go Rachel, don't do it. You know I'm not a traitor. Still talking.
I'm not a traitor, Sari.
She's not supposed to talk.
Sari, I have your back. You know I have your back. And it's like, shut up. Why are you talking? So Alan's like, Sari.
She's fighting to the end, bitch.
Sari, you can and you will. The fuck? So Sari said, I'm coming. Rachel, Sari, just don't do it. So Sari sends her vote in. We'll write her vote down, and then we get to the votes.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to go through every vote.
And this is what I said on Twitter. Rachel brought back Big Brother 12 Rachel. Okay, this is Rachel Riley, bitch. Okay, this is red hair, slowness bring a life vote. See, we be getting nice, nasty Rachel all season. You know, the most chaotic we got was with Kate, but she was done. She had it at this point.
So Rachel really came out, y'all. So Ari flips his board around, and it says Rachel with a sad face.
What's the sad face for? He's just like,
I'm sad connected because, to you. Yeah, I feel very. Here, I'm gonna be Ari. You gonna be Rachel. Okay. I'm sad. Oh, okay. Let's restart. Boom. Flip it around. Boom. Flip it around. Rachel. Go.
What's the sad face for?
Well, I'm just sad because, we had a connection. And
so you stab me in the back and say you're sorry? You're not.
I'm not. No, I didn't stab you in the back. It's just we had a friendship, and I'm just sorry. You're not. You're not. So after this, Christian goes. Christian says, Rachel. He's like, it's not personal. It just is what it is. I'm going with my gut.
That's wrong. Okay.
And it's Stephanie, that's Rachel's friend, y'all. So she just vote Kate. And she's like, by the way, I do believe Rachel.
Period.
Just have to let it be known. Rachel goes, Rachel's like, Kate, you're a traitor. You are a traitor. You just are a traitor. Like, you just are a traitor.
And you keep getting away with it.
You keep getting away with it. You keep slipping by. You're murdering people. You're a murderer and you're a traitor. And, OMG, congratulations, Kate. Congratulations, Kate. You're a fucking great traitor. You're just a great traitor. Boom. And then I'm gonna be Quentin. Okay. So Quentin says, I voted for you, Rachel.
Shocker. I will say, I don't like his response to this because he's trying to play in her face.
He says, and I'm not sorry about it. Even if you are faithful, you can learn a lot about someone when they're under pressure. And I've learned a lot about you under pressure.
And then Rachel basically says, "Oh, you're a traitor and you need someone to vote." Anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna be Sari. So Sari was like, Rachel, I voted for you. Rachel.
I don't even need a reason. I can't with you. Literally, my heart is broken.
No, because Sari couldn't even get it out before Rachel literally, Rachel was gone.
Rachel was done.
Literally done. Okay, so after that, Sari. I'm sorry. Every time Sari said something, Rachel replied. Hold on. So Sari said, at this point, it's just each time it's just hard for me. And Rachel, I get it. I understand. And Sari was like, do you really understand? Rachel, I swear. She says, if I'm wrong, and Rachel's like, you know what? You know you're wrong. And everyone here knows they're wrong. And, this is just me being emotional. And I'm thinking about, now I'm thinking about my emotions because I usually can separate the business from the emotional, but now I'm just being emotional and I'm not being in the business anymore. And, if I just don't separate the two, I'll go crazy. And she was like, but and then Teresa started crying, y'all. And she was like, but you do say things and it's hard for me to defend you when you say the things you say. And Rachel's like, it's fine, I get it.
It's sad because Sari basically got gas like the fuck out of her.
Gas like the fuck. So Kate goes, and Kate was like, Rachel, I voted for you.
Shocker.
Kate said, if I'm incorrect, and Rachel's like, you don't care, I get it. And Kate was like, no, actually, if I'm incorrect, I'm okay with it because you really are just offensive. It's like, okay. And then Andy speaks. Rachel doesn't reply to Andy. because Rachel already gagged Andy.
Yeah.
But Andy is like, Rachel, I just know from the bottom of my heart that, if it's you, then I'm so sorry. And, y'all, they were wrong. So
I feel so bad for Rachel. I really do.
I feel
because
bad
this was random as hell.
This was bad. So Rachel is voted out, and she's in her circle of truth. She's like, Kate, I don't care if you think I'm offensive because I'm hurt.
And I've been backstabbed by each and every one of you.
But everybody here, I'm a faithful.
And y'all are a bunch of idiots.
So dramatic. Y'all are a bunch of idiots. You're being manipulated. Or obviously they're right in front of you, and you better get it together, or you're not winning any money.
I love Rachel. Like, this is by far the best episode, the best round table. Rachel ate this up, gagged because that would be me. That would be me. Okay. All right, I don't want to hear it. And you know what this just made me realize? We need Tiffany New York Pollard on the Traitors. I don't know how we need to make that happen. Please get Tiffany New York Pollard, because it's very similar to when she was getting nominated people in the UK, and they stand up and they was like, I nominate Tiffany. And she was like, I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't. We need Tiffany on the Traitors US. Oh my
God. So after this, Rachel leaves, Alan departs, and he says, girl, one of y'all getting voted out. Oh, I wanted them. Yeah, one of y'all going.
Murder.
And then Andy gets up right after. Andy is sad because they just voted out Rachel. That was their friend.
And Rachel told him, I am taking it personally.
And I am taking it personally. So Andy gets up and leaves. And then Ari gets up after and follows Andy because Ari and Andy have a good relationship. And then Kate says, by the way, y'all, I'm still not a traitor. And Kate gets up and Kate leaves too. We see Steph look at Christian like sideways because Christian just voted Rachel. And Christian was like, I said I'll just, if I'm wrong, then I'll just take the heat. And Steph was like, I mean, with her words alone, we just look like complete ass idiots. So we flash to Ari and Kate, and they're checking up on Andy. And essentially Ari has a diary room, and he's like, well, it's weird because I genuinely have a good relationship with Andy, but since I'm a traitor now, it's like I have to kind of approach it differently. It's just And so Andy was like, y'all, after all of this shit I've gone through, I just need to win. If I don't win, that's over. And it's like, is that Andy's strategy a little bit? Because
what?
Like, I don't know, just saying, because basically they said, after all of this that I just went through, I have to win this money or I'm gonna be sad. And it's like, people really do be feeling bad for Andy. And it's like,
they do.
The social game is on point. On top of that, like, people are...
A game like this, though, unless Andy was the traitor, it doesn't help him. It does not help them at all.
That's true. At all. So, at all, actually.
It's only hurting them because they keep getting manipulated. They're thinking that the allies are trying like, literally two of their closest allies are traitors.
Yeah, that sucks. Literally. So Andy is like, well, Kate, if it's really not you, and Kate's like, it's not.
It's not.
And Andy was like, well, then it has to be Christian.
And I agree.
I also agree. So Steph and Quentin talk, and Quentin is like, well, it's not me, and I know it's not Sari. And so Steph suggests, what if it was Christian all along?
And they bring up the story about the recruitment. See, he thought all that was gone. No, the girls are still questioning that. And then, like we said, he was like, banish Rachel, kill Steph. It's like, I mean, now it makes it look more like it is you because the person that was kind of starting to say it went home.
Child. So after that, Kate tells Sarita T about how people are starting to feel like it's Christian because of the story. And Sari has a diary room, and she's like, Christian, he's putting a lot of heat on us since he wants to be this showstopper and he wants to make all these big old wild moves. He's putting a lot of heat on us. After that, we see Ari and Christian have a conversation, and Ari and Christian's basically like, oh, I'm glad I got y'all. And it's like, ooh.
Do you?
Child. Child. So we're going to the Traitors turret, but we end this episode off right here, don't we?
Yeah.
So
well,
we have
ends
our
it with a
final
diary room. Yep.
She has a private
She has 50 an episode.
And she's like, if you get confident and you start getting cocky, you start making mistakes. And we flash to Christian and Ari like going up the stairs talking about some we're the traitors. Good night.
Dumbass bitches. And that's when you get banished. Sari even talks like a veteran. Like she just played the traitors like,
she played 30 times.
It's not giving Survivor alum, bitch. It's giving traitor alum. Like
it's giving traitor alum. This was one returnee with a bunch of newbies. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So we go to episode 9, y'all. We started off
the penultimate episode.
That's what he calls it. Don't know how to say the word. Don't know what the word means.
I can't believe I said it right.
You ate that up. No, you ate that up. So we go to the Traitors turret, and Christian's like, y'all, I fucked up. And Sari's kind of like smiling like, you sure did. Like,
she said, you talking too damn much. I love Sari.
Because he literally is. And Christian was basically like, well, y'all, at least it wasn't brought up at the round table. Like,
but it was brought up everywhere else, bitch.
Girl, it's like, basically, in this segment, Christian thinks he's eating it up, and Sari and Ari are like,
he's not at all.
Gosh. So Ari has a diary about how Christian is doing too much. He's getting sloppy. And then Christian mentions how Stephanie is on to us. And Sari is like, damn.
No, Stephanie's on to you.
On to you. Sari has a diary. She's like, damn, not they finna put Steph because Sari's pre-made was Rachel and Steph. Rachel just got to vote off. And they're pushing basically to vote out Steph with this murder. And Sari's like, fuck. So Christian in pushing Steph is like, Stephanie can go home and we get this done.
He's really happy about it. Like, because at this point, he's gonna be at the final. So he's getting like Sari mentioned, real cocky, real confident. Like he's just basically being an asshole, not gonna lie.
And Sari in her diary, she's like, the way he's acting about voting off Stephanie is just turning me off, basically. Like it's making me feel weird. So they go through everyone. They're like, Kate, no. There's like Andy, not necessary. And it's giving Ari and Sari said not necessary because they got them on lock.
Literally.
Quentin, they were like, Quentin, we could do Quentin.
Or just we to put suspicions on Kate. Also to put suspicions on Kate.
So they're like, it could be Steph or it could be
Quentin.
Killing
Kate. I don't think killing Kate or Quentin really necessarily puts. I don't think killing Stephanie or Quentin puts suspicions on Kate for real.
I agree. Sari has a diary room and she says, behavior is what dictates my actions. And Christian's behavior is definitely weighing heavy on the actions that I'm going to start taking.
That I will be taking. I love the way she talks in the diary room. It's like, yeah. So mother's in the room.
Mother is here. So we head to the breakfast, and at the breakfast, Ari and Sari walk in first, and they get a chance to talk. They haven't gotten a chance to talk first, and basically in this conversation, they agree that Christian is doing the motherfucking most. Christian is off his motherfucking rocker, and Sari
it's a motherfucking me problem.
Sari speaks so intelligently in these motherfucking games because Sari basically says, I don't know, but if a traitor doesn't go home, they might start looking inwards towards us.
And I didn't even think of that. Give them a piece of meat to kind of make them feel better. And it's like, honestly, like, Sari, it's like, why is Sari, I feel like, playing every aspect of the traitor role within one season? Like, it's just, she's just, in the way, I remember when I was doing the rewatch of Survivor, it was just like, the way Sari speaks to people, like, she just knows how to push agendas, and like, people just love the fuck out of her. Like, I don't think that's his ride or die, bitch. And 1,000%, if he was not a traitor, Sari wouldn't give a single goddamn about him. Like, wow, her power. It's insane. Like, Sari is missed, bitch. Ooh. I never want to get hit with Sari missed, bitch. Sari missed. I got my whole check sucking around with Sari.
My firstborn. Child. So after this conversation, Sari and Ari kind of agree, like, that boy doing too much. Kate walks in, and Kate was like, despite her best efforts, she is unfortunately still here.
I'm still here.
And Kate mentions that, Christian keeps talking about this letter, y'all. He mentioned this. He's like, where's the letter?
Show me the letter.
I want to see the letter. Andy walks in. Andy has a diary.
And it's like, wow, but it's like, why did Kate be coming up with some good points? Like, I'm telling y'all, it's like low-key, the girls are right about Kate. Like,
that might be mother. Andy comes in, and Andy has the DR of the season. Yes, Andy says, I love Sari and Ari. I'm so glad they're here. They're the only people I trust. They're the baddest bitches alive. I'm never voting it off, and they're not the motherfucking traitors. Period.
And then basically they go into, Kate still my number one suspect, and basically Andy's on the sense at this moment is kind of like, well, we've been voting Kate so much, we're down to the wire, let's just get it over with, which is dumbass thinking in my opinion, but we moved.
I agree. Christian comes in, and there's only Quentin and Stephanie left. Kate has a diary room, and she's like, I can't even make eye contact with Christian right now because I feel like I'm finna expose myself. Like, I'm not good at this. So Quentin walks in, and Stephanie is the one who's out. And they were like, ooh, we didn't think the traitors would take a shot at someone who went to the truth booth. But we see that Stephanie went to the armory, and they still took a shot. So
and that's the thing. Ari once again exposes that, he has the armor. And for the third time in a row, right? So it's like, I would have immediately thought, Ari the motherfucking traitor. You may tell me he got 3 shields in a row. All of a sudden the pattern is broken. When he has a shield again, he's a traitor. I don't like that's what's so crazy. Like, and I hope if this show keeps going, like, y'all need to stop thinking, oh, I know for a fact, because y'all didn't like. You mean to tell me something simple as Shelby being sad for a day is enough for her to go home, but Ari getting a shield 3 times in a row, I just feel like those are way more concrete evidence. Didn't say anything. They didn't even bring it up. Like, I'm not saying put them out, but did not even bring it up.
Didn't even bring it up. They bring it up everything else. Kate said this, and maybe it's quitting, and it could
because that obviously means if the pattern is broken, that could potentially mean one of the 4 people have a shield.
Literally.
But hey, which is actually the case. It's like, so
literally. So they flash back to them deciding it was Steph, and Stephanie gets her little letter, and she starts crying, and she says, "I'm crying because I'm mad because these bitches got me out." And she says, "Christian messed up yesterday, and he slipped up and showed me it was him. And I was thinking yesterday also, maybe it is Sari. If Sari is the traitor, I'ma be mad."
And that's what I'm saying. And then a similar conversation happens later with Quentin and Andy. And I'm just like, I'm really hoping people don't get out of this game and it's like real life fresh with Sari. Like, this is the game. She played her role. Like, you cannot be mad at that. Like, I don't think the genuine conversation that made you like Sari is fake. Those are real. You know what I mean? But like, you can't get mad at the game she's playing. Like, I really hope that's not something that they are like being serious about. Because 100%, if you being in general, if you being this sensitive about a game called the Traitors, like, it's literally called the Traitors.
You should have stayed home, man.
Like, and like, I'm not against being emotional because I can be an emotional ass bitch, but I just feel like
don't bring that shit in real life. You gotta keep that shit in the diary.
Rachel's make a little bit more sense because she's at the round table and she's kind of just like, I'm gonna gag all you bitches on my way out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But even if Rachel, she like real life mad, which I don't think she is.
Girl, calm down.
You can't. Like, you just can't be. It's the Traitors, not the besties, not the family, not the out 100% trustees. Like,
so how can you 100%? I'm not even gonna get into it.
Girl, I don't know trust you.
Literally. So Alex comes in, lets them know Steph is gone. He leaves. Then they talk about amongst themselves that 2 of them are probably traitors. Mind you, it's 3.
And that's another. And this is when I really
it's top like
6, this twist is stupid because I didn't even think of that because they do think they got one out. So
they
really fucking them up thinking like I don't know, like it's kind of impossible for them to win, and they're dumb as rocks. So no shade.
That too.
Like they're not winning.
Andy and Christian are walking outside, and Christian was like, "Do you really think it's 2 traitors?" And it's like, why the fuck would he ask that shit?
Girl,
he pisses me the fuck off. I'm mad. And
like, why even give them the idea that it could be a 3rd? Like, it's so weird because it's like, what is the basis? It's like, I think it's like word diarrhea. Like, honestly, I don't think that he's thinking. Like, he's not thinking before speaking. No. He's just, it's just spilling out.
He's like, yeah, that's all he does. And it's like, please.
He's like, I was like in his mind, he's like, I have to say something here.
You don't. You can shut up. You can be. That's the thing. People need to learn silence. It's okay.
It's okay.
No shade. Christian has a diary. He's like, I feel good about my plan to vote out Kate tonight. I think everyone's really gonna go with it, girl.
Sure.
So Andy mentions Kate. Christian agrees. After that, Kate and Ari talk, and Kate was like, I didn't go this far for me to not say Christian's name and have him admit that he's a traitor on the motherfucking stand. So I will be saying Christian's name. And Ari has a diary room, and he was like, it's good for me. It's not good for me and Sari because it's good for me and Sari because people think there's only 2 traitors. But it's not good for him and Sari because they're on the Christian's ass. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Kate says, at least Rachel was passionately trying to figure out who a traitor was. I started to think about it, and Christian has not once done that. Like, he does not give a fuck. Mm-mm. And it's like, that's true. He hasn't figured shit out. That's the thing. The goal is for us faithfuls to
he just spreads kind of what the first person says.
And I will say Sari ain't figured shit out either, but no one cares.
But that's what I'm saying. Almost everything that someone says, I'm like, Sari be doing that. And y'all do not care. And that's the problem. They're actively choosing not to care what people who they think 100% are not the faithfuls are doing. Like, it's like they're probably not even thinking about watching Sari in that way. Yeah. Which is stupid.
You should watch everybody in that way. It's the traitors. Huh? What is a traitor? A traitor is a friend who turned on you, not an enemy. Why would Kate be the traitor?
Oh, you ate that. You ate that. Now that would be a round table speech.
Like, come on, man.
So why aren't you the traitor? Like, what happened?
Okay, I'm good.
That'd be a nasty speech on a round table. Yeah.
So after this, Christian and Quentin talk or whatever, and Christian suggests, girl, what is Christian doing? Because in this conversation, Christian suggests essentially, other than Kate, Ari could be because he had the shield.
And it's like, why the fuck would you say that shit?
And of course, one of the traitors had to have the shield because da-da-da. And it's like, huh? And even Quentin is confused. That's the thing. You doing all of this.
And he don't even pick up on it. It's very clear from Quentin's facial expression that he's like, what? Like, Christian does not pick up on that at all.
Girl, so Quentin...
Mind you saying his besties, Ari and Sari.
So Christian mentions Ari and Sari to Quentin very randomly. And Quentin has a diary room. He's like, Christian just confused the fuck out of me because we were all on the same page with Kate, and now he's saying Ari name.
And that's why it's even more dumb because he just had confessional saying, I feel comfortable about the Kate plan. I want to push that. Why are you even discussing anybody else?
Dummy. So after this, Quentin goes and he talks to Andy and Sari. And he was like, y'all think of Kate, I'm not trying to throw out a new theory, but
however,
what if it's not Kate and it's Christian? And Andy was
like, ding, 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 Quentin, you finally got one.
Girl,
you finally got one, baby.
It only took 9 out of the 10 episodes.
And 20 out of the 20 players for him to finally get it right.
Wait, does he even vote? Girl,
we don't know the votes yet. Oh, do we?
We know some of the votes, but not all. I don't remember what his was. You know what, girl? He didn't even do it. He didn't even vote Christian. We're going to see. I don't think he did.
He did not. I just went to go look in my notes.
I can't even praise him.
Well,
I take it back. Maybe episode 10 out of 10.
At least he says it.
But does he? He does, y'all. So Andy says, yes, I was thinking that because the only person that's never been nervous is Kristen. This nigga walks around like a Labrador Retriever. How are you happy?
Always happy. Never nervous energy. And I like you can really.
He was never to the church and he was never at the Vatican. Like, this nigga is good.
And it's like you can easily pick up on that. Like,
yeah.
Every time he talks, he's like, "Oh my god, Andy so sad."
Andy says he's nervous, but he doesn't give nervous energy. Like, it's like me saying, "Y'all,
I'm scared. Y'all, who's gonna come in?"
I can't even. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm sweating right now. Like, I don't even know.
That's how he was with the Traitors story. He was like, y'all, the Traitors recruited me, but I said no, of course.
Like, what? So we go to the motherfucking mission, and at the mission, they're going to their neighbor castle, Alan's neighbor, bitch. So they're going to Alan's neighbor's house to commit a crime.
Basically.
So they're in a room. It's a bunch of
art pieces, basically. Statues, items.
Art pieces in the room on podiums scattered around, and they have to
one at
a time with laser beams. Bitches, laser beams It's art pieces, and they have to cross the laser beams without touching them, one at a time, grabbing an artifact with them and taking it to the other side. If you and the artifact can get to the other side, you'll earn the amount of money associated with that artifact. However, if you or the artifact touches a laser, then you will be eliminated. The artifact will be eliminated, and you'll take 1 minute off of the time. You're gonna go one at a motherfucking time. They tell Sari to go first. Poor mother. So Sari goes first. She grabs a $1,500 item. I don't even remember what it was. And she makes it all the way across. She's good. She's with her grandmother.
And I love her confessional because she's like, I don't have a house in Hawaii. I got a family that depend on me, bitch. I pay rent. I'm here for the money, honey. And it's like, period. Yeah. Like, that's why I feel like Dave probably can connect with Sari so much. And then also watching, especially getting to see her live for like the first time ever, it's like, no wonder people just love Sari so much because she's just she's real. She's so real.
She's a traitor, Lee.
And that's the problem. That's the realest traitor ever. If I want to be backstabbed by somebody, let me get backstabbed by Sari.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't think nobody's gonna give a fuck because they're saying it. Oh, we're gonna be mad, but it's Sari. Like Sari is the one person that could be the traitor that no one's gonna give a fuck.
But regardless, you have to just consider the information. She didn't go in there and say, "Make me the traitor." The bitch, she got tapped. And she played her role perfectly. Is it her fault that she's an icon?
It's not. You can't blame an icon for being an icon.
Like, you can't get mad because Cody and Christian are flops and she isn't. She's mother. When you're mother. And she's an actual mother. So
she was just born that way. She was just born a mother. I don't know what to tell you. So Quentin goes next, and Quentin is tall and big, y'all.
Big Daddy Quentin.
And he gets a tall and big.
He goes barefoot.
He goes barefoot. He got a big ass angel. So he has a very difficult path to get across, but he does get across.
He eats it up. He
earns $8,000 for the motherfucking pot per. It's Christian's turn, and Christian excited ass. Y'all,
here you go.
He's too damn excited. Because as soon as he steps on a damn laser.
And I knew it was gonna gag him up. Reality TV is so hilarious with that. Here you are in the DR. I do yoga. Yeah. I run every day. I'm gonna have this challenge in the bag, and as soon as it ends,
literally,
what did I trip it?
Right, like girl, I think that was you. So it's Kate's turn, and she starts off doing good, and she has a diary. She's like, I bet people think I'm finna just throw this challenge. I mean, you throw one challenge, and people just call you crazy. Like, it was one time. She's like, girl,
shut up. She's so stupid.
She was actually trying, and she was doing good, but boom, she hit it like a laser. So they're losing.
Some of these challenges, they be flopping bad, like
literally. So they're losing a minute, and Kate is now eliminated from the competition. Christian's now eliminated from the competition. They don't get those artifacts. Ari goes. And Sari gas because she's basically like, Ari looked like he's trying to do a dance, do a good jig. And Ari fucks up too. So boom, he hits a laser. So all three of them are out. The only people who have crossed are Sari and Quentin, and Andy is the last one to go. So Andy goes, and they have 7 minutes left at this time. And so Andy goes, grabs the goblet of fire, and they make it across. So they
egg it up.
So no, Andy ate that the fuck up. The fuck. So Sari, Quentin, and Andy are the only ones who made it across. They got honey, and they get the chance to do it again. So they turn the lasers off, they run back, and they go again. So when they go again, though, bitch, Quentin tries, he hits it. Sari tries, she hits it. So
it's getting bad.
Left. And they're also subtracting minutes. So at this point, it's 59 seconds left. Andy's going, and Andy tries to go get one last artifact. So they go through, they pick up a little bracelet, and Andy, once again, eats it the fuck up. Like, Andy was fucking up on challenges, but hey.
They showed out at the end.
The fuck? So after this, Alan tells them the results. They're like, y'all earned $13,000 for the motherfucking prize pot. And then he's like, and that's all. And they're like,
no armory tonight, bitch. No one's safe tonight.
So,
and there's only 2 round tables left.
Only 2 round tables left, 3 traitors. Y'all, do the math.
The traitor's winning, which means mother is winning.
Hopefully, she can get...
That's the thing.
Hopefully, she can get the 2 traitors out in the next 2 round tables.
That's what we need to happen.
I want mother to have all that money.
All of it. She deserves it, actually.
She's owed $3 million.
And what?
Let's get it to her.
Period.
So, boom, there's no motherfucking armory. So they get in the car, and in Ari's car, he's in the car with Andy and Christian. And they mentioned that Kate has, been very different these last couple of days. Like, what's that? And Andy's like, that's her thing, though. She switched it up every 5 minutes. And Christian was like, yes, y'all, let's vote her out. Let's vote her out. Let's vote her out. So Christian still think everyone's voting out Kate. They kind of seem like they are. And Kate,
so they just be straight lying to whoever they don't trust face until the vote actually comes and it gets around them and they're like, well, Christian,
that's what happened with Rachel, that's what happened to Shelby, like they eating them up. Kate in her car is telling Serena and Quentin, she's like, with me, it's just like Christian, that was just so random what happened with Christian. So it's giving Christian. Back at the motherfucking villa, we see Quentin, Christian, and Ari have a conversation. Quentin's like, what y'all thinking? And Christian was like, what you mean about the vote? Kate, right? And Quentin was like, oh, I mean, things can change. So
earlier you were saying motherfucking Ari and Serena, so I'm just trying to make motherfucking sure.
No, literally, that's what he wanted to say. And Christian was like, I mean, well, honestly, if it isn't Kate, I probably think it's one of y'all, either Ari or Quentin.
And it's just like, dumb.
And Ari was like, honestly, Christian, it's like, you're like next level traitor if you are the traitor with that. That means you would have had to be lying about your ticket you got, and you would be next level. Because Ari's basically like, this nigga just brought me up, so I'm gonna bring him up.
I will say specific to specify with this, because with the events that come, from what I have written down prior to seeing, he only said was like, oh, well, you will be a next level trader, basically.
You will be a next level
and then Christy comes back, he's like, I mean, I don't think I could do that, honestly. I could have joined, but I didn't. And then he has a diary room where he says that, okay, he thought the recruitment thing was in the past. It was not. He's a dummy. Then Ari brought it up out of nowhere in front of Quentin.
Yeah.
Like,
Ari
didn't bring that up. You
I
brought it up.
had adjusted my notes.
The only reason why Ari even made the comment was because you're the one who said, well, I mean, Ari, or you could be a traitor. It's like, Christian is in the cloud. I don't know if that was more of a conversation that we didn't see.
Yeah.
But you brought that up, mamas.
I thought so. Because I thought I was going crazy. I was like, did I miss that?
And he's like, he's coming into our team, our empire. So, as the traitors, we do what we want. You gotta give it the motherfucking program, basically.
He's like, girl. After this, Christian continues to talk to them, and he's like, you got to look at people who might have wanted it. I mean, like, look at Sari. Like,
and it's like, shut the hell up, nigga. Like, ugh.
So Ari, honestly, that's the thing. He started talking about mother, and Ari got mad.
Ari got the fuck up because one thing about it. Once you say his mother rename, I have to go let her know. Andy did the same thing.
I would have did the same thing. If Ari didn't do it, I would have jumped through the screen. Like, don't be crazy. I would have flew to Scotland.
Scotland.
So Ari has diary room, and Ari's like, honestly, Christian has made it very clear he's willing to throw my name out, Sari's name out. So, baby, he thinks he's 2 steps ahead. He's not 2 steps ahead of me. What's
hilarious though, I didn't think Ari would be willing to flip this early. Like he became a trainer yesterday. And he's already like, that nigga can go.
They should have tapped Ari on day one.
Because clearly Ari really the real cutthroat. Like
the fuck. So Ari, he grabs mother and he sits down with Sari, and he was like, he's just too cocky. And Sari was like, he's too damn cocky. And Sari was like, look, I know he's happy because he's close to winning this game. He thinks he's finna win this game, and he's just gonna take anybody down with him without a second thought. And I don't know, Ari, look at me. I know I'm a traitor, but
you can trust me.
Traitor. Yeah, I got confused. Basically, so I know I'm not a traitor, but you can trust me. You can trust me. And I was like, look, me too, for real. And Sari was like, I never brought your name up once this whole game. You can ask anybody. I don't give a fuck. And so basically,
it's because Cerise don't say names. Cerise shuts the fuck up.
So Cerise was like, I mean, Christian's just doing a lot. Like, we're on the same page. Arby's like, we're on the same page. And they're like, well, we'll just have to deal it out tonight. And then they hug. Cerise has a diary room, and she's like, this is where it gets sticky. Because everyone left, I just need to make sure that I'm making the right moves, because if I make one wrong step, baby, it's over. After this,
it's like, be for real, everybody's gonna think it's Sari. Well, I guess she makes one wrong step, and it's like, you ain't making the wrong step.
Like, you're good. After this, Quentin tells Andy that if it's not Kate, I don't know who I'm gonna do, because I don't think it's you, and I know it's not Sari. And this
is what they say. Basically, like, Sari, what's worse is that Sari wouldn't do this to us. Sari would not do this to us. And it's like, she very much would. But Quentin, they're basically like, Quentin is the one Quentin says that Sari's the one person where if it is her, it would actually affect her, like it would hurt.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Andy agrees.
No shade, but what show are y'all on? Like, for real. Like, no way you can have that conversation. Like, if you on a show called The Traitors, if Sari got picked to be a traitor and has been traitoring you this whole time, you will be hurt. Like, and that's like, if they mean, like, I can think this too. Like, emotionally hurt, yes, but game wise, I get it. I hope that's what they mean.
Maybe that's what
but I hope they don't leave the situation thinking like I can't talk to Sari no more. But everything we talk about was fake because it's like, girl, it's The Traitors. Like, give it a program. Go play, I don't know, the real world. I don't know, because I would say Big Brother Survivor, but they get cut over there too. Like, why aren't you going to reality show? If you didn't want me to lie to you. Especially one called The Traitors.
Are you the one?
Child.
Below Deck.
So,
we head to the round table, and Christian has the diary room beforehand. He says, honestly, tonight's going to be easy. Everybody been saying Kate's name. Kate's going home. Child. Sari has a diary room.
Sure, Jan.
Sari was like, I'm feeling nervous because Christian is unpredictable. But if you make one wrong step at this point in the game, it can all blow everything up. Mm-hmm. Andy has a diary room, and Andy's like, hopefully we get a traitor out tonight because if we don't, baby, it's over. And honestly, unfortunately, it was over already. It's 3 of them. Good luck.
It was over night 1 when they picked Sari. Y'all wasn't beating her.
Period. So, Alan, as soon as that hand touched that
shoulder, the winner was born.
The winner was born. Like, it was over.
Wasn't she the first one picked?
She was the first one picked.
And she's been mother ever since. Unless
they edited it like that because they knew.
They knew. Hey, what I saw was the first one picked. So, I'm going with that.
Alan comes in. He lets them know y'all have. Here we go. Y'all have $181,800, but let me make it $182,000, y'all. Okay.
Just like,
there will only be one more round table after this. And when he said that, I was like, the Traitors won. What's the point of the rest of the episode?
Yeah. And then I was saying, because basically, okay, and we don't know who goes on at the end of this episode. They do a cliffhanger. I'm assuming it's Christian, but we really don't know. But basically, if Christian were to go, then obviously the game is still going because there's more faithfuls than traitors. But if Christian were to stay for some reason, the faithful goes, it will be 3 traitors and 2 faithfuls. And I guess another round is to see if the traitors are going to, betray each other because they can still vote each other out. So they can split the money 2 ways instead of 3. So I'm assuming that's kind of what that last round is because there's no way a faithful can go like this. I mean, a traitor can go unless the traitors turn on each other.
Literally. So we get started to the round table. We started off with Sari. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sari is like, Kate, I feel like, I would be letting the faithfuls down if I didn't go in this direction to try to find the truth. As a faithful, I just feel like I have to redeem some of the faithfuls that have fallen. Mm-hmm. Kate says, I mean, of course, you guys have tried to vote for me all this time, but why would you gamble this vote on trying to get me out? Because if you get it wrong, it's over. I feel like y'all should try to take a shot at someone else and then get me out next round, if anything. Kate's like, Christian, I think it was strange that, we were at breakfast. You told us about having a note and you never showed us.
Where's the note, babe?
Where's the recruitment letter? Like, I want to know. Child. After this, Christian says, if I didn't bring it up at all, I just feel like I would have gotten myself in more trouble. I would have got murdered. And Kate was like, I don't know. I'm not the only person who thinks you're a traitor. Like, you were on my list. You were always on my list from the beginning. It just makes the most sense. So that's just that. Christian is like, well, Kate, if you're not a traitor, then I have to look at the other 4 people who I actually trust. And Kate was like, well, who else are you going to vote tomorrow? Because you have to vote someone else tomorrow.
And that's when he said Ari and Quentin again.
Yeah, she got the fuck out.
And it's like, why do Kate Loki? Kate eats like all-star babe.
She eats the fuck up. So after this, she asks him. He says Ari and Quentin says, I've learned.
Here he go. And it's like we was just praising, and this is what we was talking about, y'all.
It's just bad for him every time. I don't know. He says, I've learned that just because your personality is different, it doesn't mean you're necessarily a traitor. And, I've just consistently thought that it's Kate. And, I've been consistent. So I'm just going to continue to be consistent. And,
Consistently wrong.
Kate, Kate, I've grown to love you. And you know that. And Kate's like, I love you too, whatever, blah, blah, blah. After that, Adam was like, does anybody else have anything to add?
Crickets for a minute.
And here go Andy. Andy always do this. She'll be the last one to talk. So Andy was like, Kate, you gotta know that what's coming from you. You gotta know damn. You gotta know what's coming for you. But who's the one person who continues to come here with no nervousness? Christian. And Christian was like, are you saying that I'm not nervous? And Andy was like, I mean, you're high on life every time I see you. Like, you're ecstatic, you're happy, you're good at breakfast, you're good at lunch, you're good at dinner. And Christian was like, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in the game. But
too happy, maybe.
I want to win money for the faithful. So I'm happy. He's like, okay. So
Christian did not even do a good job of like protecting himself, making a good argument for himself. Like, it was very clear that you were being pinpointed as a target here. Like, this is when you fight, babe.
Literally.
Like, when he's actually tested, it's crickets. Every other time, he's talking and rambling and saying anything. When he really got to come and make an argument,
he's quiet.
Nothing.
He should have said something here. So it's time to vote. Christian has a diary room. He's like, I'm shocked that Andy bucked up, but bitch, I'm still good.
And he's like, okay, girl.
Sure, Jan. Like, I don't know. Kate has a diary room, and Kate's like, honestly, Christian is shockingly convincing, babe. I didn't hear it. Maybe they edited it differently. But hey, Sari has a diary room, and she was like, oof, this is going to be a bad vote to be on the outside of. So I need to make sure that I'm very calculated with what I do. We get to the first couple of votes. Kate. Christian, of course.
Period.
Ari.
Ciao. Ari then voted Christian.
He says the convo about the letter was just too much for me to ignore. So that's 2 votes, y'all. It's 6 people. 2 votes on Christian already. Christian votes Kate.
Of course.
And here goes Quentin.
Sucking it up.
I don't know why Quentin votes.
Literally sucking it up.
Quentin also votes Kate. So at this point, it's 2 votes.
I really hope Christian go home just so he can feel dumb.
Me too.
Realistically, Quentin probably going. If Christian does go home, realistically, Quentin probably goes next.
Definitely. Actually, hopefully Ari goes next, so we can get all that money, honey.
Period.
Okay, Andy. After this, it gets to Andy's vote, and Andy says, "I went with my gut tonight, and my gut was telling me." Da, 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 da. Boom! They cut the episode off, so we end on the cliffhanger of Andy's vote.
And I didn't look at the spoilers, so I don't even know who really goes home.
I have to assume Christian's going home. I don't think Ari would vote Christian without Sari promising that she would also vote Christian.
Same.
So I'm assuming both of them are closest to Andy. I'm pretty sure Andy's going to vote Christian. So I can assume Christian's going home, which means there's only one more round table for the faithfuls to vote someone off, which means the traitor's going to win regardless. If Sari knows that, either Sari is choosing, I can win with Ari, or I can win alone.
Please win alone.
Me personally.
Please get Ari out.
And people might call it greedy.
The thing is, though, it will work. I think it could work. And that's where it gets scary. Because you know what they say about greed? When you get too greedy, you can lose it all. But I think realistically, let's say Christian goes, he out of the picture. Sari runs Andy, has the best relationship with Kate left, and has a good relationship with Quentin. Quentin, in every conversation, he knows Sari is not the traitor. So I don't know. I will say if she goes in like, it gotta be Ari, they of course be suspicious because that's just not the way Sari moves. Of course she wouldn't. But I'm just saying, it's just like, that's a way it could backfire. Yeah. But like, I was gonna also say, just in general, it's a good chance that Ari is not gonna be said. Like, I don't think if Christian goes, they find out he's a traitor, I don't think it falls back on Ari. I think it goes to Kate, it goes to Quentin. Yeah. I don't think anyone thinks Sari or Andy these next to it, or Ari. So it's like I said that point because I feel like Sari basically is going to have to get them to turn on Ari if she wants it, because I don't think they're just naturally going to do it.
And if I was Sari, I would not feel bad. I would feel, this is my thing, I'm finna share money with Ari, who's been a traitor for 2 days. All this work that I put in, and honestly Christian and Cody put in, why am I finna let you have my money? You're not gonna have my money for being here for 2 days because I chose you to be with here. Like, no, you're not getting my money. And call me selfish. I don't know. He wasn't gonna get my money. If it was me, Ari would have had to go because you just became a traitor. You did no work. What did Ari do?
He literally has done nothing. But
Like, no.
but banish Stephanie and then go out another traitor. That's all Ari would have done.
Like, that's it.
That's why it's also a very dumbass reason why he becomes a traitor more than halfway through. It's like he does nothing to get the money.
No.
Sari been having to hide all game. Kristen been struggling to hide all game. Sari only got to hide for a day.
I'm predicting Mother Sari wakes up, gets Ari out, and Mother Sari wins the game, gets all the money. Period.
That's the goal. That's the hope.
So check us out tomorrow. We will be covering the finale of the Traitors.
Period. We got to this quick, bitch. We put in the work, ho.
So check us out tomorrow when we'll be covering that, and also keep your eyes peeled because
more shows are coming.
Bitch. The shows are coming, bitch. The shows are coming. As a matter of fact, if you don't fuck with Ari the One, get fucking with it.
Period. Download Paramount now. Mwah.
Mwah.